Hello.
Hey, how are you doing?
I am good. Editing Minecraft Power 7.
Awesome, awesome.
I'm an hour in. We're just working on the tunnels right now. You just off screen you did the skeleton of the bridge to Iceland, and then it's Bomb Bear makes an appearance. Um but yeah, it's so funny because we talk and then there'd be like several minutes of us not talking and us doing stuff. So it's like part of me is like, should I show this? Should I not show this? And it's just
Yeah.
like, so I'm like, so I think I've got it, but it's just so funny that it's just like we talk and then we just start doing stuff and then it's just like, oh, we haven't talked in like 5 minutes.
That's one of the. So I actually opened up one of the episodes and I was like, oh, let me open up one of these old streams and like maybe I can listen to it in the car or something like
Mhm.
that. And then like if there's any kind of moment that I'm like I want to like like write down, I was like, oh, this would be a good clip or reel or something like that. Then I'll pause it, and then whenever I get to like a red light or so stopped somewhere, then I'll write down the time code, and I'm
Mhm.
like, I hit play, and then I'm driving, and I'm like, did I hit play? Because it's just no talking. And I'm like, wow, we were terrible streamers.
Well, it wasn't that like we talked, but it was just like we got into a zone, I guess, and just like started doing stuff.
Yeah,
And it was, but I don't know. It was funny because like I show bits and pieces of it, but it's just like nothing happens for like a minute, and I'm like, okay, I can cut around this, but just like there, I don't know. It's funny. I thought it was funny.
yeah, that's one of the main things. Like that's a trait of an amateur streamer is like not talking the entire time.
Well, it was like I don't know. I feel like you don't have to talk like a million times like throughout the whole stream. It's just like we were both concentrating on stuff and we didn't like have like to talk anything to talk about at the moment because I'd be like, "Oh, do you want me to do it this way?" And then we okay, yes, go ahead. And then I just do it and then you would be doing your thing, I would be doing my thing, but it'd just be like it was just like, okay, this is what we're doing right now. If we decided to talk to one another, then we talk, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. I can see that. Like there's a lot of different types of streams where like there's like no cam, no talking streams, and there's
Yeah.
like a very what is it? A very chat focused interactive stream. Um, I still haven't figured out like what my style is. I know basically my style is like conversation. That I've
Mhm.
over the years, that's what I've learned. That's what I like. Um, and one of the like this game is easy to do that because it's like you can passively work on other stuff while you're having a conversation. So
Yeah.
that's why we've done over three like you're probably like 300 episodes behind.
Yeah. But it's like this helps me like getting like my editing like experience because that way I can start looking for like editing jobs and stuff like that. Like low
Yeah.
level editing jobs, of course, but just like jobs in general, I guess.
Yeah. So um yeah, so I plan I I plan on doing what you're doing, but I haven't figured out what format or what style I wanted to do it
Mhm.
in because I have a lot of extra episodes that happened before we started
Ah,
streaming. So it's like a the very very early history of the world. Like I
that's
have
cool.
I have I have a video of me like this stairway that we've like done and redone and remodeled to like this current form.
Hmm.
This was just a hole. And I walked past it and a skeleton was down there and he shot me. And then I ran down there with a wooden sword and like took about 2 minutes to finally kill him. And then I crawled out of the hole and went into my dirt hut. That was where the where this building is now. Like, it's early on, and I remember the days when the entire inventory was inside the house. Like, all of the resources I had ever gathered all fit inside of a smaller version of this. Like, it was in an area about the size of the super smelter inside the house. Like,
Oh wow.
there was probably like 50, maybe 20 chests, and everything was in there. Like, everything I'd ever mined was all in there. So, yeah. So those days, I'm like, I wasn't even thinking about streaming it. I was just playing it and wanted to record it because I was doing, like, those days was pre-Twitch. It was the offline days. This is gonna go on YouTube days, but I don't know how to do YouTube yet, so I'm just gonna hit record. Like,
Okay.
like the TV is like, I was listening to Cheers in the background. Like, I was watching Roseanne in the background. I was watching Friends. Yeah, Friends, and it was like Frasier. So it was like 3 TV shows that are like 10 seasons each. And that's playing in the background, so I definitely can't use the audio from the actual videos. Like, I don't know how to approach it yet. So there's 150 of those recordings, and some of those recordings are like 8 to 12 hours long.
Oof.
Because back then, I'm like, I keep hearing about Minecraft, but I've never tried it. Let me go ahead and try it. I'm like, oh, this game is actually really fun. There's a lot of stuff I want to learn. And I would go to the wiki that officially recently declared that it's no longer the official wiki of the game.
Oh really?
Yeah, the Gamepedia wiki. Like,
Oh.
there was some kind of announcement saying that that's like, I don't know if it was like unofficially the official wiki, but like they changed to a different one. I don't know what's going on, but that was my resource for everything. Every time I would go to Google, I'm like, Minecraft map. That was the first result, and I always went to that website. So a lot of my like basic knowledge of Minecraft I got from that website, and it all showed up in the recordings. Like, I'd be playing a game, and then all of a sudden I'd pull up Google, and I'm like, Minecraft cake, and then it would show up, and I'm like, okay, how do you make a cake? Well, first you need a pickaxe. You're like, why would I need a pickaxe for a cake? And they're like, because you don't have a bucket. And I'm like, oh, why would I need a bucket? And they're like, to make cake, you need milk. And I'm like, yeah. And in order to get milk, you need to punch a cow with a bucket. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, well, I got stone tools. Like, no, you can't. Oh no, you can get iron with stone, right? You can't get anything higher than stone without iron, right?
Yeah, in terms of materials, yeah, stone. Twitter. Discord. But yeah, it's hilarious because every time I'm on your view and you open up your like inventory thing, it's always full. And I'm like, and you wait till the last possible minute to eat. So you're on like half, like 2 hearts. And you're like, why can't I run? Oh, I need to eat. And then it's just like, okay.
It's so funny you like experiencing like the history through my eyes. It's like always starving and always a full inventory. I got plenty of food. I just forgot to eat it.
All right. Testing, 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 testing. All right, I sound pretty good. Um, I am the Traveling Wanderer. With me today is Takoyaki. Welcome to another episode of Minecraft Power Hour. I am, welcome. Yes, I have the ice, and I'm heading back to you, Taco.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, one of my favorite things, like one of my favorite, like when somebody asks you, like, what is Minecraft, or like, why do you like or like, I don't know. My favorite thing to say about Minecraft basically would be, um, what I'm trying to say is like, how do you make a cake?
Mm.
And my answer is it's a lot. I feel like
Yeah,
I've talked about this story before too. So it's like eventually you need what, wheat,
you need
milk.
wheat, eggs, sugar, milk.
Yes, wheat, eggs, sugar, and milk. And you're like, oh, that's it. And you're like, oh, no, 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 no,
You need to find a cow. You
no.
need to find a
Yes,
chicken. You need to.
yes. So the eggs are super easy because it's like you just need to find a chicken and just follow it, and you'll get an egg. That's the easiest part of it. And you're like, the sugar. You're like, cool. You need to find some sugar cane. 3 pieces of sugar cane. And they are strewn about the world near water sometimes. So you have to go venturing out to find it. And then once you get that, you're like, cool, I got my eggs and my sugar. Then you need wheat. Wheat, super easy. Go punch some grass, go plant it, wait.
You need to make a hoe and all that stuff.
That's right. You can't just plant it. So you have to you have to get wood by punching trees. You have to get, I think you can make a wooden hoe. So yeah, just wood will be enough. And then you have to till the soil, punch some grass to get the seed, plant the seed near water, and wait for it to grow. And you're like, cool, I got my sugar, got my eggs, and got my wheat. Then you need milk. To get milk, you need a bucket.
Yes.
To get a bucket, you need a pickaxe. So, I don't think that you can get the iron that you would need from wood. So you need stone. So you take your wooden pickaxe, mine some stone, turn that into a stone pickaxe, and then mine some iron, and you're like, cool, I got raw iron. You need what, 3 to make a bucket?
Yes.
Then you need a furnace. So you need some more stone. And then you also need fuel to cook that furnace. So coal is your best bet. And while you were trying to get iron, you probably came across some coal, so you're good. Throw your raw iron into the furnace. Wait for those 3 pieces to cook. Turn that into a bucket. Oh, crafting table. You need wood for a crafting table for all your tools. And then you need to go find a cow and go punch the cow. And then take your 4 ingredients, and now you have a cake. That's why I like Minecraft.
Yeah, and like with that stuff too, like I can easily just shut my brain off and just not have to like worry about, like, I can just put on a movie or YouTube or whatever and just shut my brain off and just go, like, just do whatever I need to do and just relax.
Yep. Or 10 seasons of Frasier.
Yes.
But yeah. Whew. So I guess today will be Railroad Day. I will need glass and I will need those bricks. Do we have enough bricks? Oh, so how was your week?
So far so good. I started editing Micro Power 7. Nothing much, just applied to jobs here and there, and we'll see how that goes. But nothing really interesting happening just yet.
Okay. Um. Wow, we have so much stone bricks, and I have so much stuff in my inventory. Um. Let's see. I need both of these. I need to use these 36 before I use these solid. Well, actually, I can use the solid ones first to empty out a spot. Do I need stairs? Yes, I do. Do I need cobble? Yes, I do. Do I need andesite? No, I do not. And I don't need stone. I do need slabs. There's so much stuff in my inventory. Do I need iron? No. I still have this iron from when I was expanding the warehouse slots for all the dirt and stone and stuff we got. It's so weird seeing like the different versions of stone, of iron. Cause like, what did when you mined iron, the ore that you got was what you.
It was the block,
Yes,
and now
and
it's the actual iron ore.
yeah, like whether you mined it with silk touch or you mined it with regular pickaxe, you still got the same block before,
Yes.
and now you get a new block.
Well, now that copper has been introduced and stuff like that, it's uh just the ore itself.
Yeah, which is cool. Um, I was like, why am I here? Put the iron away, and then put the stone away. Bye, pebbles. Is that Bam Bam? I don't remember the cat's names. Ooh. So yeah, my week has been interesting.
That's good. Interesting is good as long as it's good interesting.
Um, so I've learned quite a few things over this last week. Um, you know Asana, right?
I know of it, yeah.
Yeah, it's the program. It's like a project management program.
Yes.
We use that at work for certain things, and they put on this webinar, uh, like talking about how it's kind of like it's kind of like what is it? It's like whenever you have a company and they're used to using this one tool, and then someone is like, this new tool would be way better. It has so many better features. It has a lot of transparency, so everybody can see what's going on, and it's also really flexible and it saves a lot of time. And it takes a few different tools and puts them all in one tool. And you're like, and Better was like, well, I'm used to using this, and I don't want to change because people hate change. And this webinar is basically like, I don't know, like trying to convert people. Or it's like, we've saved hundreds and we've saved thousands of hours by using this tool. We've saved millions of clicks by using this tool. It's helped save this much money. It's like, please use this tool is basically what I got from it. And me, I'm like, oh yeah, I already know this tool. I love this tool. I've been using this tool since 2013. So I got 10 years of like amateur experience with this tool. It's cool that this big business gets to, I get to see how they use it. And of course, they're using all the premium features, which I have no access to. And they're like, oh, you can do forms and you can do this and you can set up rules to where like a lot of.
You okay?
What is this other cat? Bam Bam's right here. There are two Bam Bams?
I have no idea.
We should call him Bam Bam Bam. Yeah, because that's what that isn't that what he does? Like Bam Bam, he's like Bam 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 Bam.
Probably.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the Flintstones in a long time.
I haven't seen it in a decade, at least. Uh, I'll ask Kiki. I was like, can we name him Bam Bam Bam? Why am I here? The stone bricks. Okay. Yeah. So it's very interesting to see like.
Paco, I'm super lost.
Oh
I
no.
I'm on the ice highway,
Yes.
and I don't know. I keep going like back and forth. I don't know.
Um, do you go from the skeleton farm all the way to the other thing?
I'm about to hit the skeleton farm right now.
Okay. So
I think.
if you run into the skeleton farm and turn around, and on your way back, about 87% of the way there, there's a turn.
Okay. Hold on. I just need to. Okay. So. Oh wait. Is it this?
Up, up. There we go. Kind of wish I could see your screen.
Oh, I know. Oh yeah, this is. I popped out. This is hilarious. Actually, I popped out where I'm editing right now.
Oh, nice. So, oh, the two elevators that are like halfway.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go down and then keep going, and then you'll run into a corner.
Yeah, I'm just gonna run up top.
Okay. Cool. And I will go back.
And this is giving me like weird deja vu vibes because I saw this happening like a little bit ago, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh man, I can't wait. Like one really good thing, like one really good benefit about editing is you get to listen to yourself,
Yes.
and you're like, oh, I say that word too many times. I'm gonna stop saying that word. And then everybody else who watches the videos is like, thank you, he stopped saying that word. uh, it really helped with the podcast when I like was editing, because what I ended up doing is slowing down. Like instead of just letting words fall out of my mouth and any impulse just saying whatever, um, I spent more time because I was listening to myself. I found things that were like bad habits, like like not listening to the other person talk and just talking as soon as they stop talking, or saying the same thing over and over and over in different ways because maybe something didn't trigger in your brain that like, yeah, we get it, you said that, everybody understands that you said that, you don't need to keep saying it. And it's like for some reason there's like something in your brain that's like, I haven't heard the right words, so I don't think they understand what I'm saying, so I'm gonna say it again slightly differently. But yeah, it's a huge benefit, like listening back, and studying what you've done before.
Yeah.
I really wish I had the time, one, because there's so much stuff that I forgot over the years, and I come across it again. I'm like, oh yeah, we got tons of ice already. We don't need to make more.
3 months, and then like it gets erased, and then you have to do it again, and then oh, I found something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would notice sometimes, and it's like this is no fault of ours and stuff like that, but we would talk and then like stop talking, and then like just because I guess I don't know, just like we would say something, like you would say something, and then I would say something, and then just we would just continue or whatever we were doing and stuff like that, and be like, continue the story. But it was like,
You're like a
uh,
commenter on your own video. Yeah.
because we would laugh at something, and then or we would talk about something, and then just completely just be like, okay, that was it, and then be like, wait, what was that? Was like I was about to say something, but then like I wouldn't say it, and or like I wouldn't like I would say it, and then you would say something about it, and then we'd just be like, okay, and then that'd be it. It was like there should be more. What's happening? But
I can't wait to go back to that. Yeah. Yeah, even on the pod. Oh, that's one thing that I did this week. Um, I realized. So what I've been doing, just out of easy, like just out of, I guess not easy. Like, what is the word I'm trying to figure out? Or trying to use. Um, I don't know the word, but to make it easier on me,
mhm,
instead of starting from scratch and like fully redoing some of the work that I've already done, I've been like, especially for all the clips and stuff like that we have, the Twitch clips and all the like highlights that I've cut out of the podcast. What I'm doing is I'm just going and just using all of that, like all of the highlight clips, all of the Twitch clips. There's probably
mhm,
like 600, I don't know, maybe 600 clips or something like that that we've done over like the 5 years that we were like heavy into streaming and everything.
mhm.
Um, and I'm just repurposing those. And what I found out this week is I was bad at clipping stuff.
Was
Like
it like a second off or like a minute off?
I clipped the worst part of the video.
Oh,
Like, there's no context. There's nothing like the main thing that you want to do when you're putting out content is it. Well, it's like if you, I don't know, because like there's different ways to do content, and you like, and there's different audiences and everything. But like one of the rules that I hear, especially if you want to um, build an audience, is you have to
mhm,
provide some type of value, whether that's entertainment value, educational value, or solving a problem value. And if you have some random clip with no context, it provides zero value. It may have, at the moment when I clipped it 5 years ago, been the favorite thing that I heard, so that's why I clipped it. But me, 7 years later, I listened to that clip and I'm like, that provides zero value. So I was like, you know what? Let me actually watch the whole segment. And 2 minutes after that clip, I we say something that like it basically explains the premise of the show without spoiling it, which is
mhm.
also kind of a hard thing to do if you're like a fan of, like, if you're just bad at it. it's um and I was like, why didn't I clip that? That's so much more helpful. It gives a gist of what the show's about. It gives an idea of why I like it. It actually has a point to being a clip. So I stopped putting out like those those clips that I've been doing, which means that there's nothing gonna be put out, which is worse than putting out bad stuff. It's putting out nothing. Um, and I want to go back and do it better. Like, I've already put out like 200. Hey, signature. I already put out like 300 clips of like just Twitch clips, and a lot
Mhm.
of those made me like they make me happy just to listen to. It's like a video photo album of like the of the past. Um, the anime ones, unless it's a really funny moment, I want to redo all of them, all 200 and something clips, and make sure that it's something that like gives information. Like there's this one show, I'm like, the clip that I put is like, it's colorful and I like the show, and I'm like, me now, like, so what? When I say 2 minutes later is the show is kind of like Alice in Wonderland. One episode takes place in this really fantastical world. Another episode takes place inside of a vacuum, and another episode takes place inside of like an all-girls school, but all the characters are shadows. And I'm like, that's so much better. Why the hell didn't I clip that? So yeah. So I'm stopping the anime reels right now, and I'm gonna redo all the clips to find like the actual best part that provides value, because I think that's the whole purpose of the podcast, is to like give what we like and then also give information.
The ice is in the chests.
Cool.
Is there anything specific you need me to do?
So right now, hello Signature, welcome. Right now, it's like all tunnel all day.
Okay.
I'm trying to figure out, it's like, how expensive do I want this to be, or how fast do I want this to be? I'm like, should we just go for broke and just all blue ice because it's faster?
I do like the one space over.
So for the one space, it's supposed to be packed ice in here to make it cheaper. Because that's how it's set up downstairs. But I can't see the difference in this texture pack. They look very, very similar. And then also, it's like, do we need?
It's darker than the other one.
Yes, it's like with RTX, it's like slightly darker. Like it's like almost unnoticeably darker.
Who finished the hallway or the tunnel?
I did, I think.
Man, that's nice.
But yeah, I'm like looking at it, it's already orange. I'm like, but yeah, basically it's for the next few streams, it's the railway until we get to the bridge, and then the bridge is gonna be its own, like, this bridge is basically gonna be the first bridge of all the bridge makeovers.
Oh, nice.
So it's one of those drawings that I put in Discord, and it's I don't know how it's gonna go yet. But yeah. So basically, okay, I guess, what do y'all think? Should we just go for broke all blue ice, or every other spot will be packed ice because it's cheaper?
What gets it done quicker?
Yeah.
Which one gets it done quicker?
Yeah.
It depends on what you mean by quicker. Is it resource gathering quicker or construction quicker?
I mean, the total project overall.
It evens out.
It evens out.
Yes. So as far as getting resources, you need to. Is it 9? 9 to compact?
I think so. I think it's like the whole, yeah.
Okay, so 9 ice makes compact ice. 9 compact ice makes blue ice. So as far as resource gathering, if we run out, we gotta mine a bunch of ice and then compact even more because it's all blue. If we do half compact, then that's less blue ice to make. As far as laying it down, if it's all blue ice, then somebody can just point in one direction and walk backwards and place it all immediately.
Right, but you would have to gather more materials for all blue ice.
Yes. And then as far as placing the ice, it's hard for me to place it because I can barely see the difference between the two.
We
But
have 9 stacks of blue ice and 39 blue ice, 11 packed ice, and 11 regular ice.
yeah, so if we were to do half and half, we would need to go get more compact ice. But if we do all blue, then we just squash it all, lay it all down, and then when we need more blue ice, it's going to be a longer time gathering the ice. That's where I'm. That's what I've been stuck with the last like 2 streams.
You can't undo blue ice into compact ice, right? Once
Nope.
it's blue ice, it's blue ice.
Yep.
Then I say just use up all of the blue ice until it's gone, and then once it's gone, you switch to alternating.
So we'll have one railway that's just straight up blue.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
And that you don't like it. That means-
No, you know how to like it in a match.
Exactly. You need consistency.
Yeah, every ice way that we've had so far is alternating.
Then just do alternating.
Okay, we need compact ice because all of it got crushed into blue. Or we can save that for another day and just put every other spot right now.
I think you should just put every other spot right now. That
Okay.
way you'll be able to tell the difference since it's such a small difference with your shader pack.
Okay, so that's good. Then that means that for the whenever we laid out a new section, is put all one type of ice down first, and then come back with the second type of ice.
Yes.
Cool. So
So
what?
what's down? What's down now?
right now it's blue. So
Oh.
we can continue the blue all the way to the end of the
The road.
path. Yeah, and then
So like that, like
Yep.
one after the other.
yeah,
Okay.
skip one every other spot. Then I got way too much of this material, and I need to get the other material.
Material.
Speaking of that, I saw the Mario movie last week.
Oh yeah. How'd you like it?
Oh, I loved it.
I keep hearing like good things about it. I really need to go see it.
Oh, it's so good. We went to Flicks, and it costs way too much money.
If you go on Wednesday, it's $5 tickets.
We did.
Ah,
That's why it was
good.
$5. Cool. I was like, why are the tickets so cheap? But the food, like, yeah. So
I like Flick's Brewhouse too, but yeah, the food gets a little pricey. And it doesn't warrant the price either, cause like
if it
the
was
food
half
is-
the price, I would have been like, cool.
yeah, cause like the food is good, but it's not that good.
It's not worth it.
Yeah, it's not. Like I'm not going out of my way for the food.
What is that? This game won't let me eat.
Are you full?
No, I have 4 spots that I need to fill, and then I eat.
What was
Bless
that?
you.
That was a very surprising sneeze.
I didn't know what it was until you said, "Excuse me," and I'm like, okay, that's how signature sneezes.
I
Cause it
usually
sounds
try to-
like you fell out of your chair or something.
Yeah, I thought something happened.
It was like, ah! And I'm like, are you okay?
there would have been a lot more cursing if I fell out of my chair.
Well, it was one of those things where it's like that sounded like the fall, and I was waiting for either like a thud, some noise, like a bunch of stuff falling over. But you're like, excuse me. I'm like, oh, okay. I know what that is. I know a few people that sneeze like that.
I try to hold in my sneezes because I don't like making a lot of noise.
My sneezes surprise me, and it's kind of like an explosion. So it's like, I'm fine, and then, and I'm like, I need to wipe everything down now.
I need to make sure all my organs are in the right place.
When I was in middle school, I will never forget this person as long as I live. There was this girl that was in a lot of my classes when I was in middle school. And when she would sneeze, it would be like the biggest spectacle. She would like wave her hands around and like, and then when she'd actually sneeze, she'd go.
Oh.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that drives me nuts.
Yeah, it was infuriating. It was like, you're just putting on the show. You know damn well you don't have to sneeze. It is not that serious. And you just disrupted the whole class because you just needed attention.
I know someone who they don't put on a spectacle, but they sneeze the exact same way. Like they'll make like a sucking in air sound and then silence. Yeah. They're like, and I'm like, and you hear like a tiny little grunt because they're like holding it in. I'm like, you are gonna pop a blood vessel or something. Like, yeah. You need to just let that go.
Oh, that's gonna be me.
With the water here, do you want me to just ignore it for now, or just go over it?
Ow. Oh, that path. I guess you could stop at the water, and then we need to get the sides and stuff up. Okay. Cause when I was making the design, I'm like, this is gonna be the new look of all the bridges. I haven't like miniaturized it yet because I haven't built the full one side yet.
Yay.
So
okay, so we're done for now, I guess.
Yeah, so the middle strip is done. I don't think I got the material I was looking for. These streams are just gonna be me running into the hallway.
I made a pathway down to the lava in the nether, so we have unlimited lava.
Wait, what? The big lava pool?
Yeah.
No!
Like, I didn't make it, I found a path. And then I just needed to knock out, like...
We got lava that needs to be removed in the hallways.
Yeah, but I'm in the nether and I needed it to keep smelting the sand. Because we need leg glass.
That's right.
That's what I was doing.
What is the issue with the super smelter? Alright, we got fuel. We got more fuel. I think the issue is that sand is not filtered.
Well, usually sand is used as a filter.
In the dump spot, I filtered out all the ore. So anything that's an ore will I filtered out two things, and that's ore. I think I filtered out gold and I filtered out iron. So whenever you dump it into the system, the filters pull out all the iron and gold and send it into the smelter. So
and then
if
the sand just sits there.
Huh?
Does the sand just sit there?
Well, the sand goes through like everything else. Because it basically the filter it finds whatever matches and then not derails it. What is it? Detour, dude. Sends it in another direction.
Detour. You're right.
Yeah. Redirects. There we go. Yeah, it redirects it into the super smelter instead of letting it go through the whole the regular system. So because all of the sand doesn't need to be smelted, I didn't want to I didn't think to put a filter for that. That's dirt, and then the sand is here, right? Yes. Okay, cool. So I will take these 2 blocks, 2 stacks of sand, and just manually inject it into the super smelter and see if that'll work for those.
Did you see that season 3 of Demon Slayer is out?
Oh, I've already watched the first episode.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say, "Oh, I'm already done." You're like, "I've already watched 1 episode."
You know my track.
Wait, you like the first episode of season 1 or like the first episode of season 3?
The first episode of season 3, because this is one of the hype shows on the podcast, and
Yeah.
I am required to at least watch 1 episode for the next podcast. Now,
Wait,
if I get caught,
have you seen any of the rest of the show?
wait, the rest of the show just in general?
Like like season 1 and season 2.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
You saw all of it.
Yes.
Okay.
The next episode of the podcast is initial impression. Like, what is it? First thoughts? Initial impressions?
Yeah.
Initial thoughts. That's what it's called.
Initial
it's been named all 3 of those different variations over the years, and I've settled on initial thoughts.
First initials.
So the next episode is initial thoughts, and I need to watch at least 1 to 3 episodes for the podcast. So I've watched 1 because I need to watch the other. Like, there's like 50 shows that dropped this season. It's ridiculous.
Why? What happened? Why is there like gold and on these fences?
Wait. Oh, on.
Is this like a warning?
I guess I thought you did that.
I did not. I think he
Like-
did that.
Okay. It looks fancy. So.
Oh,
Okay, I need to get this material because I keep walking into the hallway and I'm like, oh, didn't grab it. And then I go back into the house and then I get distracted with something. And then, hello, other cat that's not Bam Bam. Signature, do we have 2 Bam Bams? Like, why is there 2 orange cats that look the same? I thought this was Bam Bam, but then I saw another one of them. And his name's Bam Bam.
That is a kiki question because I have not named any of the cats. I only named Gary Busey.
Okay. Because I was like, are we going to name one of them Garfield because he's orange with stripes? I can't remember.
Garfield or Heathcliff?
I think that may have spurred that discussion. Me talking about that cat. But this is gonna be an issue. I should have put down this material before we put the lava in. Oh hell! All right, can I do this quickly? Switch the mouse to clicky mode. Put the thing I need right next to my pickaxe, and let's make a mess. Ha! 1 down, 30 to go.
You got this. You can do it. What's the worst that can happen? No one's gonna die.
Famous last words.
You're right. Now watch out for the surprise TNT.
So one
Yes.
on the side of the blue ice where we have some ice that was initially going to be the plan.
You want me to take that away?
Yeah, we can pick that all up.
Okay.
Then above the lava is also going to be polished andesite, which there also is a block of lava up there too. Man, this is too low. It's hard to reach up there.
You need longer legs.
Okay, I'm gonna put a shovel on the other side of the material so I can click and scroll back one. I put the wrong material. God dang it. There we go. So signature.
Yes.
Could you assist? Oh, you're cooking the glass because we need lots of glass.
Yes.
Are you using Silk Touch?
Yes, I am.
Okay. It sounds the same whether it's Silk Touch or a regular pickaxe. You just walked over and I'm like, no, that's expensive.
I'm smarter than that. I like to think.
I haven't broken ice. Well, I broke some earlier, but I just forgot. Oh god, I forgot how strong this shovel is. So how was your week, Signature?
Well, we went to New Jersey.
Nice.
Hey,
Yeah. It sucked.
it
What?
does.
Not New Jersey. Not New Jersey in general. It's just that the days that we went just happened to be cold and rainy. So
That sounds about right. Where'd you go?
Newark.
Oh, why?
K-pop concert.
Ah, okay, yeah. Because
For-
that's the Prudential Center? No.
Prudential Center.
Yes,
sir.
yes.
And it was an experience, I'll tell you
Yeah, yeah.
For a second, I was like, but Watford, New Jersey, don't say anything mean. He's like, nope, that sounds about right. I'm like, okay.
No. And well, I mean, I can't even say anything bad about the city. I didn't get to experience it. I mean, we were there. We flew in Saturday, and then we left Sunday. And we spent most of Saturday in a merch line.
Oh.
So yeah, so it wasn't like I can be like, oh yeah, that city sucked. I walked, like I got nothing bad to say about New Jersey. I just didn't get to go see it. So
So what I'm doing, Juan, is like
I like the design of it. I was just like, just because it's moving more, I guess.
yeah, it's before we put the lava in, I think last time I put in all the the baseboards basically of all polished andesite, and then the what is that top corner stuff called?
Dior, not Dior, right?
What is the fancy top? Like the room, like you'll have a room and like they have this, like there's the baseboard part and then there's the top part that you can put in some rooms and make it look extra fancy.
Oh, the trim.
Is it? I feel
No,
like
it's molding. Proud molding.
Yes, molding. Yeah, we've got to put the baseboards in and then the molding and then put the lava in. And since it was done in reverse, every spot of lava I'm like nervous about. So it's gonna take me longer. But the opposite side, if we could put in the baseboard and the molding in first, then it'll be way quicker. So
And did you at least like have some good time in Jersey?
Okay. My Discord just froze really bad. So
oh my god!
I don't know what happened. What I missed.
Very scared the crap out of me. Like the edges of my monitor, like I'm losing words today. What is the rim part of the monitor called? Like the outside
Frame?
Frame, yes, Jesus. The frame of my monitor is glossy on one of them. And all of a sudden I saw this dark figure just creep across the window. And I thought Ray Ray was in bed already. I was like, what the fuck? Oh.
I go sleep, please.
Oh, I was in my menu and yeah.
think my computer's about to blow up.
Oh no. Talk about going out with a bang.
I mean, I didn't think it was gonna happen this way, honestly. Not that I'm mad, just figured it wouldn't be so comfortable.
Ah. Speaking of computers, Kiki.
Yes, she's updating her stuff.
Yeah, she.
I'm jealous.
Yeah, she got a really nice video card. It was quite the.
370.
Yeah.
You know, when I head back, I think I'm going to upgrade as well, but I don't know yet. We'll see.
I'm on a 2060, so I would like to have something 70. Like even a 3070 would be fine. Yeah, I don't know. I'm debating because at this new job that I'm at, well, it's not new anymore. I've been there like months now. At my job, I have to change that. I work off of a laptop, and then I use a USB-C cable, and connect it to monitors that are daisy chained with this new technology that I haven't been to following technology for like the last 3-4 years. So like USB-C apparently is like the new magical cable that does everything. So there, yeah, just plug this one cable into your monitor, into your laptop, and then all the monitors will work. And I'm like, wait, why? How? And I was like, I don't understand, because like in orientation they said that, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense to me. And then I get out there and I plug it in and it works, and I'm like, what the hell is this magic? So, of course, me, curious man, I was like, I have to find out how this is working and how. Oh no, I put it in the wrong spot, and how to set it up here. So basically, what I found out is that the only laptops that have that feature cost like the entry level is $500. So there's no like.
Too bad.
Yeah, it's not too bad. Like there's very nice laptops for like $2,000-$3,000, and I'm like, hell no. But but for me, like getting an additional device that's like $500, I'm like, I don't. That's not, no. And then not being able to do everything that I wanted to do, that's out of reach right now. And then I'm like, okay, what about the monitors? What if I just get the fancy monitors and try to hook it into my computer somehow? And they're like, okay, cool. The base price that I found is like $300 a monitor. What is up with the lighting? Because it needs to have what is it? DisplayPort 2.0 and a USB-C input. And the cheapest I could find was $300. So Mama Taco, she wants like 2 monitors too, because she's outgrown her little tiny computer that I built her like 5 years ago. And I was like, ooh, I found like, at work they had this really cool setup, and she's like, and I'm like, all you need is this and this, and then everything works. She's like, okay, cool, how much? And I'm like, $1,100. She's like, I could do that. And I'm like, and then a week later she's like, I'm not doing that. I'm like, yeah, I thought so.
Yeah, I'm trying to get some stuff paid off so I can start slowly purchasing
equipment. Yeah.
Yeah, because I've been seeing stuff going on sale at Micro Center. I'm on Red.
Is there one nearby?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Because that's where Kiki went to get her thing.
There's one like 3 to 4 hours away.
Like Dallas?
Houston.
Marco's planning a trip in his head right now.
I literally was. And I was like, man, I haven't been to Houston in like a long time.
I was planning it because I got a family birthday coming up this month. Now that I think about it, So I was like, well, I'm gonna be down there, and I can look at it because I saw one sell for like a motherboard and what was it, like 2 sticks of RAM or something? I don't remember. And it was like $530.
Okay.
I was like, well, that's pretty nice. One of the subreddits that I'm on is a build a PC. So they post sales when things go cheap. And one of the things that I saw was they had a 4070 for sale, and it was below MSRP.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to start following that stuff again. I just got too. Oh, yeah, I got too much going on right now. But this week I'm making huge strides to fix that. Fix the like not being able to tackle it part, not the amount of things I'm doing. Because I don't think, just like my Minecraft inventory, I don't think I'll ever have empty spots in my life. But oh yeah, I was telling Juan earlier. We use Asana at work, and I remember at your last job they used Asana.
Yeah.
Do you did they use Asana a lot, or was it like a few specific things?
No, they used it for everything. Like that was the lifeline of their company.
Nice. So it's a coordination tool and a reporting tool for for the company that I work for, and I because they use it and they're trying to like convert people. They put on these 2 webinars in like 2 divisions of the company, where like explaining like how like the benefits of it, like how much money it saved and all, and like all that kind of stuff. And I because I work there, I got access to those webinars. And I was like, yes. And because of the way my computer's set up, I didn't have I didn't have another USB-C port to plug in headphones. So when the webinar came out, they gave us the PowerPoint of like the slides that they went over during the webinar, and I read through those, and I was like, oh, I wish I had more context. I was like, I don't know what half this stuff means. And then what was it? I'm trying to find something to keep I'm comfortable enough with the job to where I'm like, I can do something else also in my downtime, and I couldn't think of what to do, so I was like, maybe I'll get back into music. So I got some Bluetooth headphones, and then plugged my phone into my desk so it doesn't die. And I've been listening to music for like the last 3 weeks. And then a week ago, something clicked, and I was like, "Does my laptop have Bluetooth?" And they're like, "Yeah, duh." And I was like, "Oh, well, now that I have Bluetooth headphones, I could just Bluetooth into the laptop and then listen to the webinar now." So within a day, because it was like 2 1-hour webinars, or maybe 2 2-hour webinars, I listened to both of them. And I'm completely on the Asana train again, where it's like full blown. Like I must learn as much as I can. And then also I learned that they changed their pricing structure. Before you would have to upgrade the entire organization. And I'm like, I have 17 people that never use this program in here. I'm not paying $15, $13, $10, whatever it is a month. I'm not paying $150+ a month to use this tool. So I'll just always stay on the free trial, and then every like month and a half or so, they're like, "Hey, you want to try premium?" And I'm like, "Free trial." So then I'm on a free trial for like 30 days. I use it for like 6 of those 30 days and then get like lose interest or get busy with something, and then I let the rest of the trial expire, and then I have to wait like another 2 months before I can get those tools back. Because like I'll set up some rules and I'll set up some cool things where I'm like I click one button and a bunch of other stuff happens. It saves me so much time. I'm like, oh, I love this, and then I either finish the one thing I wanted to do or I get distracted with something else. Most likely distracted, and then the trial expires, and then when I get back into it, and I'm like, oh crap, I don't have that feature anymore, and then I just kind of lose interest again. But they changed their pricing structure to where instead of you upgrading the whole organization, you could just upgrade the team. And I'm like, ooh, can I just make a team of just me, and then I'll just upgrade that team, and I'll pay like $15 or $10 a month because I'm like, I can keep that going. Like it's 100% a business write-off because I'm managing stuff for the business in there. So I'm like, yeah, I could do that. And they're like, oh, we only can do teams of 2. And I'm like, fine. I think I could do, two seats. Yeah. Like actually learn these tools and keep them. So yeah, I've been totally focused on it, and I started building like dashboards and stuff. I'm supposed to be watching stuff for the podcast because we're supposed to be doing a podcast, but I'm like, but Asana though, I might be able to keep it. And I built a dashboard, and it was like, how many tasks are created by this many people? And I'm like, well, it's gonna show like 5 people in here, and like I'm the only one creating tasks, so this chart's stupid. It's just one giant column, and then everybody else is at 0. So I'm like, what other things can I build? And it's like tasks by completion thing, by completion status. And I'm like, okay, how many tasks are overdue? How many tasks are completed? How many tasks are, what is it? Completed?
Pending.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, cool. One sleep?
Yes, hold
okay.
on. I left my bed where I'm trying to find my bed again.
Cool. So I'm like, cool. And then it defaulted by like this week or last week or the last month or something like that. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So I started playing around with like, oh, okay. I want to start having like a weekly meeting where I'm like, because I found out that my job, there's these acronyms that they have, and I'm like, it's like a weekly business review, daily business review, monthly, quarterly, yearly. And I'm like, oh, there's actually like an acronym for this. Because I used to, like, at one point, there was this one room I think we had in the Discord of like streaming progress and stuff like that. Like, or social media, something like that. Because there was this one streamer that used to do that. Like she used to like review her business on stream. It's like, okay, well, last month we got this many followers and all that kind of stuff, and like these are the projects. And like every year she would like have a day where she would pull up like the holidays of the whole year and base what she does on certain days around the holiday. So like if it was Arbor Day, like, okay, what can I do that day that's tree themed or something like that, to like so some social media event that I could do and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's really smart. But one thing that I took from her that I could actually execute without adding too much to my list is like the review. So like, night, Ray. So like, signatures at night. So like, like this week, how many followers did you get? How many views did you get? Is the percentage going up? Is it going down? Like what videos did well? What videos didn't? And I'm like, I used to do that whenever, because I got inspired by that one streamer, and then I just stopped because I wasn't getting results, so I didn't want to keep looking at it. I was like, it's still not great, so it's just like depressing me. So I moved on to something else. So I want to get back into that. But I have to I want more than just me going to the accounts and putting numbers in a spot and then not really doing anything with it. I want to build like an actual report. Like I want it to be like legit, like an actual real report. That's because I actually have a business now. So I listened to the webinars. They talked about the reviews and all that kind of stuff that the company does, and they looked at all the reports. So I started playing around with dashboards. I started trying to. There's this new goal feature that I'm like, oh, and I started playing around with that. So it shows like percentages, and then like every week you can report in, or every so often you can report in like, is it on track, is it at risk, is it behind, or like off track, and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, these features are like, I don't know when all of these features came in to Asana. I don't know if it's like all of a sudden or like they just slowly trickled in, and then when I actually started paying attention to these features, there's this whole suite of tools that like really interests me instead of like one tool where it's like half done. So I'm on the trial right now and I've been tinkering around with it, and I think after the trial I'm going to upgrade the admin team, and it'll be me and maybe Kiki, or maybe I'll just put an account in there because I have to have 2 people. And oh, you found him! Yes, yes, cool. There's an order I need to put out, and Ray found both of the things.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like as soon as the stream's over, these are going in a box and out here. Huh? When my phone goes off, it'll be an hour. Yep. Yeah, I'm looking for all Sundays. So yeah, so I've been tinkering around with these tools, and one thing that I found this overwhelming number that I'm like, oh, I didn't know. I always had this question, and now that I know the answer to this question, it's kind of scary. So there's this one thing where it's like tasks by status, and it was like all tasks within the last month that are, these are the completion statuses, and I'm like, oh, like 500. I'm like, okay, cool. Then I was like, wait a minute, this is over the last month. I was like, what about ever? Like, what if I take off the time filter, just delete that, and just say, how many tasks are in here and what statuses are they in? And they're like, I think it was like, bing, 15,600 tasks.
That you posted?
Yes.
Oof.
I've been using Asana for 10 years.
Oh, okay. I mean,
and I generated
that's still a lot, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I generated 15,000 tasks. I'm like, how many of these tasks are like junk tasks? And they're like, oh, about 10,000. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense probably. Because it's like, over the years, I've gone through like, should I do it this way? Should I do it that way? And then they've added new features, and I'm like, oh, this is probably a better way to do it. So like, before, I used to have, let's say for an episode of the podcast, like one segment, like we're talking about, what was the show we just mentioned earlier today? Demon Slayer. There we go. Demon Slayer. We're talking about Demon Slayer, season 3. All right. That is one of the, let's say, 17 shows that we talk about that that season for that episode. Before, I would have the podcast as its own task, and then I would have a bunch of subtasks. And the subtasks are stream, export the VOD over to YouTube, pull out the audio and put it on iTunes, which I haven't done since 2018. Divide the episode up into chapters, because it's like a 3-hour show and we talk about 15 different shows, so there's 15 different chapters. Edit and find a highlight for each of the chapters will be another task, and then render out each chapter, and then so basically every single step that I did for the episode would be a subtask. What they've added now are like, the easiest way to describe it would be stages. So instead of having a task that's a stage where it's like editing, you would have like a category, I guess, or a tag or something like that you can change. And I would move the one like podcast episode, instead of me checking off editing, I would just change the status to editing. So that removes, instead of having 15 subtasks, I have 15 statuses that it could be in. So it changes changes this thing from 16 tasks to 1 task and a drop down. I need to do that with so many of the episodes, and I can easily get rid of thousands and thousands of tasks. It's just, how long is that gonna take? And I'm like, am I gonna do it all myself? I don't know. But
I mean, if I'm not doing anything, I can try to help.
yes, the one problem is, I just like, it's just like this construction. There's a bunch of different jobs that need to be done, and coordinating it is like, I can coordinate one step of it, and then that step will get done like within seconds, and then I need to have, oh no, there's lava in the hallway. Okay. I need to coordinate like all of the steps, so then I can hand them out, and then when they're done, then I have another step ready to be handed out. So right now I'm in the stage of like, I need to organize it before I can organize it. Like, I don't know exactly what, I don't know. That's where I'm stuck. So this week, that's what I've been doing. I've been trying to wrap my head around what exactly is needed and how should it be organized. Don't burn me. No. There we go. But yeah, once I wrap my head around how it's gonna be organized, I need to, like, right now I have what, like 7 to 11 different teams, and like a bunch of people are on a bunch of different teams, and I'm like, I don't like this. There's like 4 to 5 main people that are around. I don't need 11 different teams. It's like, and some people don't touch most of the other sides of the business. They're like 2 things. Like, they may stream and they may edit, or they may stream and they may be a scout, and they may stream, and that's it. So I'm like, I don't need to have, or they may be like just a content creator. Like some people that I used to work with, like, they'll help with some of the content ideas and stuff like that. So they don't need to be on any of the other teams that have to deal with like the store or anything like that. So I basically need to like create these big silos for different aspects of the team, and then create it to where if somebody's in multiple teams, there's a setup for it. And I don't know. So I'm still like in the middle of trying to figure all this out. But this week has been like, I'm super charged on trying to figure this out. So yeah, that's been my week.
You're hyper focused on this one thing.
Yes. Yeah, it's like 10 years in the making. Or it's like, I could never afford the features. I've always had the free version. They built in all these really cool tools, and I still couldn't afford it. And then all of a sudden they're like, hey, we think you can afford it now. We've changed our pricing structure. And I'm like, is this the time for me to go all in? And like, treat it like a for realsies business? But yeah, that's my main thing. With a lot of the projects that I have, it's like it's more than a one person project, or it's a one person project for months. And if I want it to be a more than one person project, I need to organize it better. And that's something I've been struggling with everything with for what? How long? Well, I started in 2014, so almost 10 years. I've been unorganized with all of this, and I wanna like get a handle on it, because I have the tools, I have the knowledge, I have the experience now, and I want it to be a for realsies business.
For realsies.
That could also help you with like, not even like streaming wise and like project wise, but just like if for whatever reason you find a job or just like, or they need someone that knows Asana really well and stuff like that, um or like some higher up needs help, like you can like immediately offer your services and be like, here I am, and
Yeah.
they'll recognize that for the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. Somebody actually suggested that I be like one of the people who like help deploy it in the company, and I'm like, I don't know it that well. I've been using it like a grocery list for 10 years. Like I don't know all the tools. I don't like, but I plan to learn them now. Like I'm like getting like legit serious about it, especially now that I can afford it and actually have experience with these premium tools. Like it's so weird. This year's been so weird. But yeah, like even if y'all aren't on that team, so y'all won't be able to see it. But yeah, there's a team called Rose Cherry Art Productions, and that's the name that Ray I don't know, she didn't come. I was just naming some stuff, and she's like, sure. So our grocery list is in there. So like when I go to the store, I'm like, I pull it up. I'm like, cool, got this, check, got that, check, got that, check. And that's how I used it for like the first couple of years. And then I used to write a lot of my ideas down on paper. Like I used to have like a sheet of paper that I folded into fours, so it's like that nice little pocketable size. And I also got the little tiny notebooks, and I used to just fill those up with just random thoughts and ideas. And then I wanted to digitize them, so I used a couple like to-do list programs, and then I found Asana in 2013, and I migrated everything over there. So there's some projects that are like, you know what? Let me find one. What is the most obscure random idea that I have no idea what it means anymore because I wrote it in there like 10 years ago? They've changed so much stuff around. Okay, DK Productions, Project Q. Oh man, what is in here? Okay, a couple websites that I was helping some family with. When did I create this? It says edit more Mario gameplay. I created this in May 24th of 2015.
Oh, that wasn't that long ago.
That was when we played Mario 1, and me and Ray. No. Did we play Mario 1?
KK, I think, was it?
Huh?
Wasn't it KK? Because I remember you talking about it in one of the edits that I did.
Yes. So me and KK, we played Mario 3, and we beat it. I think. Or we played a lot of it. Because that was one of the games from my childhood. So I was like, I can't play it with anybody else but KK. So then me and Ray, we played 1, and we got stuck on level 8. We can't get past level 8-3. We've had hours and hours and hours of terrible footage of us failing at 8-3. So then we gave up, and we went to Mario 2. Or Mario the Lost Levels is what it's called over here. And then we didn't get far on that at all because those levels are like
They're
it's
even harder.
yeah, it's like they made a bunch of levels, and then they're like, we need to take some of these out because they're too hard. And then what was left over became Mario 1. And then they just put all the other ones in his own little game. But yeah, and then me, Segro, and Ray Ray played like the Doki Doki Panic Mario 2 game.
I thought you were gonna say Doki Doki Literature Club.
I watched the game. I listened to the Game Girls play that, and wow, that was a journey.
That game's crazy.
Yeah. So what was it? Yeah, so we played Doki Doki Panic. That one's been fully edited and put up on the Takoyaki Tendo channel. Right after that, me and KK, we played through all the Mario and Sonic at the Olympics games. I think we have like 6 of them or something like that. And then what was it? Because 2016 was a really big year of like bringing people over and like playing games, bringing people over and doing the podcast. Like that was like the heyday. And yeah, then I started Breath of the Wild because I think that's when it came out, 2016 or something like that. And
Tears of the Kingdom comes out in like 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm just gonna have to miss it and like play it later because we haven't beat Breath of the Wild, and there's no way I can like set aside some time for us to try to beat it. Especially with everything else. Like if I can get everything organized, then I'm like, cool. We got a console day that me and Ray Ray can start like finishing games again. But yeah, so that was my big heyday of like editing was like 2015, 2016. And then in 2016, I edited 224 episodes of Breath of the Wild.
Wow.
And I did it for 200 and something days in a row. And since then, I have yet to edit any gameplay footage because I burnt myself completely out.
That'll do it.
So yeah, I basically moved from editing like footage like that. I haven't even like. I think I moved from that to like doubling down. I was like double downing. That's not right. Doubling down on the podcast, and I edited water. And yeah, so I doubled down on the podcast, and I was doing that for another 2 years, and then I just stopped editing everything all together. And then I started the business, and then hit through the pandemic, and then I just kind of just stuck with streaming. And now I'm like, all right, I gotta start going back to some of this stuff, but I gotta get it more organized because I have like, it's like technically
Sorry, I remember editing anime covers for you or something with like the
yes,
whatever
Yeah.
they were just like the titles and stuff like that, and then just matching them to specific things and then going from there.
Yeah, it was a weekly show about what anime were coming out as far as like DVD releases. Yeah, man.
I'm gonna have to log off, guys. I got to get doing some errands.
Cool.
So thanks for having me on again, guys.
Oh yeah, good having you.
Have a good night.
Y'all do the same. Y'all stay safe.
Yes.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.
Night. But yeah, I've been wringing my brain out trying to like get everything under control. Yeah, it was a weekly show about the new DVD releases and stuff like that. And I would love to bring that back. You never took part of the backlog episode, a backlog anime show. What is it? The backlog anime show.
I don't think so.
Yeah, we would, instead of us doing like the whole season or like the shows that we were interested with in the season, we did like one show. And like it could be something that's like, I don't know, let's say One Piece. We would do we would find a trailer for it and then talk about the trailer for 15, like just like it would, every recording could be like 15 minutes or less. It depends on what we have to say about it. And then it's more of a modular version of the podcast. With the podcast, we're like, okay, we're gonna talk about 15 shows, so we're gonna do like just 15 in a row. Like sometimes we talk about a show for 5 minutes, sometimes we talk about a show for an hour and a half because it's that good, or we have that much to say about it. With backlog, which is the version of it that I call it, it's like we're gonna watch the trailer for season 1 of One Piece, and that's all we're gonna talk about. So we meet up whenever time everybody's free. We watch the trailer or have already watched it and have our ideas of what we want to say, and then I have a list of questions about our thoughts on that. So one time it was like a 10-minute episode. Like everybody met up, we talked for 10 minutes. I hit record, I hit stop, and then that was it. Then whenever we had time again, we watched the first 3 episodes. And when everybody watched all 3, it could be the next day, the next week, 6 months later. It was just whenever everybody was free. That was the whole point of like modularizing it, is make it fit everybody's schedule better, and then not like, all right, we got 17 shows to talk about, y'all need to clear 5.5 hours because we're gonna be yapping for a long time. Like I purposely broke it up to make it work with everybody else's schedule better.
I feel like that works better because that way you're like, you have a specific topic to talk about and stuff like that, and then you have like a more beneficial conversation, I think.
Yes. It's better in certain ways. Having everything lumped together, it like, if you have 5 minutes, it's not something that could be like consistent, and also like spreading it out, you won't be able to cover a lot. Like this season, there's probably like 30, 40, maybe 50 shows that got released. And if we're like, okay, well, we'll talk about this show whenever you have time, we'll talk about that show whenever you have time, you'll never get through them all.
Right.
So, so as far as like the main hub of like the channel is like the multiple hour discussion that we like dedicate like major time to and have a long discussion. That's the main thing. But as far as like people who can't do that, I want to have something that kind of like branches off, and like we could have guests and stuff like that and new opinions and different things like that. But we would have to cater to a bunch of different people's schedules. So I like that version because we could break it out. And like with that, I'm like, you might be able to join in one day if there's a show that
yeah, I would like to. I mean, my knowledge of anime is like not as vast as yours. So yeah, but I've been interested in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so we basically have like a list of questions. It's in Asana. I'm not sure if you're part of that team, but I could move it to a spot where once I reorganize everything, I can move it to a spot where if anybody's interested in like doing a backlog episode, then they can see the list of questions to know, like, I don't know. It's like everybody watches shows differently, and in order to have like a beneficial discussion, we kind of have like gotta have a baseline of questions where it's like, oh, okay, well, it's like I watch shows because I only like the animation, and then somebody's like, oh, I watch shows because I love the story. And it's like, if one person only wants to talk about animation and another person doesn't care about animation, and another person wants to talk about story and they don't care about story, then it's kind of like a mismatch of a conversation. But if you go in knowing like at least the baseline of what to talk about, then as you're watching it, you can like maybe think of an answer to the topic, or at least it'll help you be more prepared for the discussion. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I wrote down a list. It's something that I refer to from time to time when we actually do the longer show, and yeah, we've done. Is a show? What's the show he talked about? Or like there's a. We talked about it before. It's on Netflix. Seven Deadly Sins.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, we did 2 or 3 seasons of it. 2 seasons in OVA, I think, is what we did. Um, and yeah, oh, it was so fun having like the little mini discussion and like different opinions that like normally aren't like part of the podcast. So it was really fun. I would love to have you and Signature on. I just have to I have to get this infrastructure of like time and scheduling and production all like set up, and then yeah, I would love to have y'all on. But yeah, like I'm like Signature said, hyper focused on like get. Oh, I was like, why did it put down a full block of something else that I don't have? I do have it selected. Whoops. um, yeah, so I'm like just hyper focused on this because I want it to work, and
Oh
it,
yeah.
it can work. Like one thing that I like have been thinking about is like how much time we're putting into like Power Hour and Variety and the podcast and stuff like that. And it's like it's probably fine to like just have this as a hobby and like stuff that we look forward to and hanging out and all that kind of stuff. But also, it's like I'm taking up a lot of people's time, and I want to have like a benefit other than hanging out with friends. Like,
You want to involve like other people and stuff like that, and like.
well, it doesn't necessarily have to be other people. It's just like some kind of return on our time investment.
Right.
I'm like, if we have to treat it a little bit more professional, then I'll look into trying to figure out how to do that while still keeping it fun. But or it could just stay the way it is. Like, I don't know. It's just I've been doing a lot of thinking recently, and like now I'm hyper focused now that I have access to some like tools that I can actually maintain. So yeah, my week has been like very, very like thinky. And um I don't know what kicked it off, but like yeah, I'm just like really, really focused. It's like I've gotten serious again about like all this stuff that we're doing. And I think it's because I finally like made the transition. Like I was at a job that like barely made enough, and
Now you're actually like.
I'm like I make more, I'm comfortable, and now I have free time because I don't have to work as much to get what I'm make like to take home what I'm taking now. I don't have to do 6 days of work anymore. I can do it in 4.
Nice.
It's not the same amount, but it's like close enough to where I don't have to push myself to be like I must do another day. Like I'm more comfortable, and because of that, now I have the luxury of like, and it's not really like a luxury. It's like I have the luxury of time. um, and now I'm like, okay, how can I best use my time now that I have it?
Yeah, that's. I'm not really doing much of anything right now, so that's why I was like, oh, I should get back into editing and stuff like that. Because I've been posting my stuff on YouTube, and it's people are watching it or just like looking at it, I guess, and like
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting the views, so I'm like, oh, I should focus on that, and obviously streaming and stuff like that. So, and I know when I go back to Jersey, it's gonna be a little tricky and stuff like that because I'm gonna be living with my grandmother, and which is fine, but her internet is not the greatest. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna like, I hate like starting and stopping because So I'm trying to, when I get back, I'm gonna like throw all my effort into like finding a job and finding a place to live and getting into a routine where like I can actually stream and edit it and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
Yeah. And then that's also another reason why I want to like I've been hyper focused on this because it's like I want to set up a like the groundwork to where I could help y'all out too. Like
Mm.
like
Yeah, that's my ultimate like dream, like to help all my friends that I've been like working with and stuff, or like stream, like not even working with, but streaming with and stuff like that.
yeah.
But like I don't know.
Yeah, cuz yeah, it's like we're putting a lot of time into it, and it's fun. It's like we can
Oh
like
yeah.
not stream, like not record any of this stuff, and just it for it to just be a fun outlet. I'm like, yeah, it's perfectly fine, but it also could be more. And I'm like, how professional can I make this to where it doesn't lose the fun?
Mm.
And it's like, is it possible to make a business out of your hobbies? It's like, yeah,
Oh,
definitely.
of course, yeah.
But
Just gotta be careful not to like burn yourself out and stuff like that.
yes, that's the that's the thing. I don't want another 2016. I
Yeah.
don't want another 2018. I don't want another 2020. It's like every
Yeah.
2 years something terrible happened. um, so it's like how it's like the workload. I think a lot of the problems was like the workload was like all on my side, and I didn't know how to break it up and share it. So I'm trying to figure out how to break it up and share it to where if anybody's interested in helping, then I'm like, cool. Here's the process, here's the guidelines, and here's the goal. And it doesn't get done in like 2 seconds, and then they're like, all right, I need something else to do. Like, I want to build like a full system to where I can like set it and forget it. Like, anybody can step into that spot and like not run out of work immediately. Because that's been for anybody who follows the Power Hour, that's been my one thing. It's like I can set up a task and then that task will get done immediately. So, um,
This hole I'm digging fell into like a small pit of, and I'm nearby the railway.
yes, that's what I was worried about. I was thinking about putting a limit to how low it can go because there's a lot of infrastructure and stuff that we've been working on down there.
Yeah.
Um,
I,
so that's mainly the reason why I started this project. I just haven't built up enough of it to um, keep us busy.
but yeah, streaming wise, I also have a lot of ideas because I really like Euro Truck Simulator and like all those simulation
Yeah.
games and stuff like that, and I have like ideas of like games that I want to play that I've never played before and just try them out and like PC wise. And I have my Switch now, and I've been thinking about getting an Xbox and going from there. And like I have all these ideas that I want to implement, so I'm just like I need to like I don't know, I need to do it, yes, but like it's gonna be like I don't know, just I feel like the audience is not gonna be there yet, but it will be eventually. But so I don't know, we'll see.
Um, one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is like what is the ultimate goal? Like one of my goals is to build a long term goal. Like um, but yeah, since you're running into a lot of that stuff down there, could you? I have a couple tasks that you can work on in here.
Okay.
Um, so it's all polished andesite. I'm
Okay.
doing the floor, and then we can eventually match the roof to it. But this whole wall over here on the side, that's opposite of the finished side wall. We need tons of polished andesite. I think we have. I don't know if we have a lot of andesite.
Andesite. Okay, I'll check.
Yeah, if we don't, then the tunnels that are down there is where. I think that's why.
I've gotten a lot of andesite in general, so I can see.
Okay. Yeah, so the tunnels is where we got a lot of these materials. So if we run out, then we can just go back into the tunnels and mine those. But yeah, just like the ice, it'll be every other one will be polished. Every other column will be polished andesite. And then I think I ran out. Did I run out? I have 9 pieces left. So I did the baseboard and some of the crown molding. Put the rest of my 9 pieces up, and then I'll continue the floor. All right, floor time. Yeah. So it's been a struggle because I'm like, there's certain things that I can work on at work, and there's certain things that I can't. And like one thing that I can't work on at work because it requires too much of my brain is figuring out the stuff that I'm talking about right now. Like how do I split everything that I'm doing into a few groups? It's like let's say for the podcast. There is a podcast. There's a video form and there's an audio form. That requires editors.
You said andesite, right? Sorry.
Yes. Polished polished andesite.
Yes, we're good. Sorry.
Good. So I'm like, okay, cool. If the business was just the podcast, then I'm like, cool. I got me. I got Psycho. I got other people who are interested in anime, like you, Signature, and Kiki. And I'm like, we can have guests, and we'll record once a month or record when everybody's available. I edit those episodes. I pull out the audio. I make reels. I make smaller videos for the chapters, and then I put the long form on certain platforms, and I can edit all that in between the big recordings. That's what I used to do when I focused just mainly on the podcast back in 2016 before I started doing gaming stuff. I can do that on my own. I also like games. When am I going to be able to play games? And it's like, cool, I do it's supposed to be 1 hour, 2 days out of the week at least, and keep that up just for, what did I call it? Mental health.
Andesite. Where do you want andesite?
So andesite will be this whole bottom strip, and then there'll be 3 empty spots, and then a top strip, and then across from you, where the andesite is, it should match up on the other side.
Okay. Oh, okay. I see it. Okay.
Yeah. So then it's like, okay, well then for gaming, what can you do? And it's like, oh, well, gaming is all the streaming, which is the long form. And then there's the short form, which is like little things, like especially our discussions. If we have like a question and have an interesting discussion about it, then it's like, cool.
Yeah, because I miss looking stuff up. So that was always the fun part.
It was like, now that you were back, I was like, oh, I need to like slightly change the format back to where we like have those discussions and look up stuff. And I'm like the cards fell behind my desk. And Cortana's buried, so I'm like, eventually I need to get this stuff back up and running. But it was like, back in the heyday, it's like Power Hour, all the questions, all the interesting answers, stuff, learning a bunch of stuff. It was really, really fun, and I would love to go back to it. But yeah, it's like, as far as game streaming and stuff like that, it's like there's all these different ways to go about it that we used to do and can still do. And it's just like the podcast where it's like, if that was all I was doing, then yeah, I could edit all that and do all that. Then there's my store. And the store has 2 aspects. There's stuff that other people have created that I can sell, that I have been selling. And then there's stuff that I could make. That's my IP. That I'm not like using someone else's IP to make. And yeah, and then I can like use my design skills and stuff that I went to school for.
Actually,
And
use my degree.
yeah. So, so I'm like, okay, there's that aspect too. Did you take all of the andesite?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
You want some?
I need a snack.
Okay.
I'm coming back to the tunnel.
Okay.
And I'm hungry.
Can you make an iron shovel for me? Just make 2, please.
All right, good.
Thank you.
And then I'm gonna grab me some food too. I think there's tons of grilled fish I can eat. Iron shovel. I need 2 of those and 2 sticks. And I still haven't eaten. This is raw. I don't want to eat this. Slowly walking. So yeah, so it's like the store. There's tons of stuff that I could do with the store, and I just
Yeah,
there's
I
so
also
much
have
stuff.
like merch ideas too. So like, I don't know, because stickers seem to be like the biggest thing right now. So I was thinking like maybe like a wampum sticker or something like that. I don't know, or like a, I don't know.
I'm gonna go with watermelon because I thought there was a lot of fish and there's not a lot of fish. There's a lot of raw fish. And I'm supposed to be making your shovels.
No, you're fine.
Oh, watermelon is a terrible idea. I ate half the stack of watermelon just to fill up my hot bar. Yeah, so the merch ideas. And then there's like actual.
There are so many animals in this particular area.
Yeah, I don't know why they just all of a sudden just spawned up like crazy. Oh, there's only 1 stick. Okay. And you know, I'm gonna leave the stick because wood makes what? 2 sticks?
4, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, it's why is there a stick? Oh, I'm gonna take the 2. There's a stick chest, and then there's a wood chest with a stick in it.
Okay.
Cool. Got 2 sticks now. Now, hopefully, I don't craft this wrong. Alright, not that. Shovel! Oh. 2 sticks for a shovel. I need 2 more sticks. And then the 2 sticks that I should have just left in there, I gotta put them back. Why? Oh, because I didn't make them into sticks. 2 wood to make a stick. What is happening? Okay. 4 sticks. And 1 more shovel. Okay. Put the 2 sticks back in the stick. Alright. Back. Yeah, so and there's so much more to learn as far as like merch and like merchandise that's with suppliers and distributors and all this other stuff. It's so much to learn.
It's intimidating.
It is. It was at the beginning, And now that I kind of got a handle on it, I'm like, there's so much more stuff I could do. It's ridiculous. So, and that, like, just that alone, like, the store's already too big for me to try to run myself. Like, I need help. Like, it's crazy. Like, all the things that I could do, all the possibilities. All right, and here
Thank you.
are iron shovel and iron shovel. Iron.
Thank you.
There we go. Oh, and then polished andesite.
Oh yes.
Cool. All right. So yeah, and then it's like, if you have everything tied together, then stuff that you do for one topic could also lead into like store stuff. Because instead of it just being a funny video you put out, it could be a funny video that you put out that creates attention, that people find out, oh, you have a store too. And that thing is cool, I could use that. Or that thing is cool, I just want it. So yeah, it's
Yeah, a lot of the bigger streamers have their own merch stores, and they do a lot of business.
Oh yeah. And it's like, for me, it's like, what is my thing that's like genuine, authentic, like not just, oh, I put something silly on a shirt, or I put something silly on a mug. Like, what is something that I truly like the people who make coffee companies. Yes, it's also like become a common thing that a bunch of people have done.
Mhm.
But if you really like coffee, then having your own coffee is a really, really cool thing. So, yeah. It was like, for me, I collected something when I collect two things. It's like Hot Wheels and anime. And I'm like, those are my two big hobbies. And I'm like, for anime, I do a podcast about it. And also, I buy like anime Blu-rays and stuff like that to add to my collection. I'm like, if I could find a supplier,
Or
and like,
sponsorships, just like I'm sure Crunchyroll or someone would be like you could talk to someone like once you're like popular enough, like which is, it's sad to say, but like if they can like not use you, but just be like, I don't know, just like promote you and your business or whatever, and like, oh, I use Crunchyroll for this, this, and this. I use Asana for this, this, and this, and
yes.
be like,
so I've definitely looked into it because I'm basically in what I'm trying to do. I should also have like some form of affiliate marketing attached to it. What I've realized is that for any company to pay attention to you, you need to have an audience.
oh yeah, of course.
So there's one company that one website that has like an affiliate program, and I like looked into it, and I'm like, oh, what are the requirements? And they're like, no, there's no requirements. You sign up, and I'm like, oh my God, is this it? I'm like, am I gonna be able to do this? And I signed up, and they're like, no, you don't have audience. I'm like, shit. I'm like, oh, I knew it wasn't that easy. Like it immediately got declined. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And then I got an email later, and they're like, yeah, no. So, so I'm like, yeah. So my thing is, how do you build an audience? You build an audience by providing value. You provide value by entertainment, education, a few different things. And yeah, it's like, all right, in order for me to go on a new venture, I need to be more organized. Like I can't continue to spin my wheels and try to get stuff done with all these half organized, half baked attempts. So I was like, I gotta get serious. So every 2 years or so, I get serious. So I got serious in 2016, and the podcast definitely benefited from it. Um, Gaming channel definitely benefited from it. Um, then I burnt myself out because I I was I was just going about it the wrong way. But I did get really serious about it and learned a lot of things. 2018, got really serious about the podcast. Actually, it was basically content production, which included in 2016 it was content production, which included the podcast and included gaming. Then in
Because that's when we
2018,
started Micro Power, I think.
yes,
2017 or so, yeah,
well,
2017.
yeah. So I burnt myself out in 2016, and I didn't want to do like VOD style content anymore. So then I got into Twitch, and that's when I got it. That's when Power Hour started. So then I really dove into that, and then that's when I got serious about the podcast as far as a live content thing that I was doing.
You talk about that in like an earlier episode, just like you burnt yourself out, but you had like people like behind you, like with Micro Power and stuff like that. Just like, so it was just like you segmented stuff, and so, like all the stuff that you're talking about now is just like, oh yeah, that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, so it's like every 2 years is like a cycle. But yeah, so wow, I want to go back to those episodes because I'm like, if I talked about it and like documented it verbally, I would love to like kind of build
That
something.
was the last episode, I think. You were talking about like segmenting stuff and stuff like that, and like you were burnt out, but you didn't want to like waste people's times and stuff like that. So you just started doing it, and it was just like, and it started to like work, I guess.
Interesting. I gotta go back. I gotta go back and look at that. But yeah, so
Everything comes back in like a full circle. It's so weird.
yeah, and it's like the whole review thing. Like if you don't review it, then you repeat the same thing over and over. So I'm like, with you saying that, it's like, yeah, I've had these same thoughts before, but like, are these the exact same thoughts or have I like gotten better? Because if I haven't gotten better, then I need to look at what am I doing wrong, so then I don't repeat this same cycle again. But yeah, so it's like 2016 I got like VOD content was like a big thing, and then 2018 or 2017 was like live streaming was a big thing, so I learned that. And then around that time I was struggling really bad with my job. And I know you'll probably come across those episodes where I'm like complaining about the job all the time. But yeah, and then 2019 was like this leap into the business thing. So it's like every 2 years I like focus really hard on something. And I think it's time for me to like
Actually do it.
refocus, but like I have a completely different mindset because I've like focused on a merchandise company for like 3-4 years, and I learned a lot of social media stuff. I'm still not great at it, but I learned a lot.
Yeah, I think last episode we talked about like using social media, and just like we talked about YouTube and Twitter and stuff like that. And like back then, I think Twitter and YouTube were different, I guess. But so just like, man, I don't want to use YouTube, and now it's like, oh yeah, you definitely want to use YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah, like it's become, I don't know what the like consensus is with everyone, but like basically you need to be on every platform.
Yeah.
Because
which is annoying, but it makes sense.
But it's like, because it's like anything can happen to a platform. Like, like I hear that Twitter's on fire.
It is. It is very much on fire.
So,
What just happened?
so yeah, who would have thought that would have happened like a decade ago?
Hi, Adrian. Welcome to the channel. I am the Traveling Wanderer. You are wonderful. You are 1 million, and you are one of a kind. Thank you so much. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing on this Tuesday evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you're from? But I do hope you enjoy your stay. But yeah, Twitter is very much on fire.
Yeah. So, yeah. So now, and it's like, who knew TikTok would be a thing?
Yeah, I tried to avoid TikTok for the longest time, and then the pandemic hit, and then my sister was on it, and I was like, I'm gonna avoid it, and I was like, all right, let me take a look, and it was like, okay, there's still a lot of garbage on there, but uh, there's a lot of good stuff, but you just gotta travel through it.
Yeah. One thing with a lot of different social media, especially TikTok, is like once the algorithm gets you, like once you like
Oh
give
yeah,
it the right signals, then your TikTok will be completely different than everybody else's
oh
TikTok
yeah.
by
My
a
TikTok is
vast.
like full of history stuff and funny stuff, and it's awesome. It took a while to get there, and it's
Yeah.
funny because I did a TikTok for or like created a TikTok for my gaming channel, and like I'll sometimes yeah I'm like curious like see what's like the for you page for that particular one. It's just like it's not as good as where my regular one is. So
Yeah.
just like so
Yeah. I think what was it? Because my
my your day was great. I'm glad your day was great. There are monsters nearby. I'm glad your day was great, Adrian. But yeah, my day was pretty good. Just working on stuff, editing stuff. So, but yeah, Sorry, Taco.
Oh yeah, no worries. Um, yeah, I think right now my TikTok is Hot Wheels and beatboxing, and people with like those masks that like change their features,
Oh, that's cool.
and I'm like, I think Kiki said that her TikTok is like farming, or at least one of a part of it is like a farm. Like there's this farmer that she follows.
I ran out of andesite. I'm gonna go get some more.
Okay, from the tunnels.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Let me know if you run any issues with the tunnels. We haven't been down there since we were
Any,
working on the railway. Oh, actually, let me let you know which tunnels to work on,
I think I've been down there before.
I think there's because the iceway goes in there's two paths for the iceway. There's certain ones that we should go to because you'll run into a spot where you can like, okay, this row is finished. Now I can go to the next row instead of like
Okay.
going, and then you're like, how far down should I go? Like, um,
Oh, I went to the other tunnel, like the other over there, like the top one.
uh-huh. Oh, by the rail,
But,
the swamp.
yeah.
Okay. So if we go this way, basically,
Oh, I totally forgot about this area.
yeah, this is gonna end up turning into an iceway, and it's gonna
Okay.
go into the spire. Um, so yeah, I don't know if like it's all the way through, but
Okay.
basically this runs into the other iceway.
Okay.
So basically, you go all the way down till you reach the iceway, and then you come back, and then you start the next one, and go all the way down to the iceway, and then that's
Yep, I remember doing this.
yeah. So this is that's what we were setting up. Eventually, it'll be under your void, I guess, is what you're building. And
I have ideas,
um,
but
yeah, I'm not sure how it will.
I can stop where I am and just go from there. Cause I wanted to hit bedrock,
Yes,
but
and
I
I'm
didn't
trying.
want to break.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what like should we have like some bridges or like
You can climb down and see for yourself. Just be careful.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. I'm like, as soon as you're like, climb down the giant ravine I made, I'm like, I will. That will be one project that I think of is how to keep those paths, but then also let it go down to bedrock.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like a wooden bridge or something.
Oh, maybe.
Or like I don't know something that's thin that lets like gaps be in it, but then also something that's like not super dangerous. But it's like once that part gets mined, nobody should go back. Like it's not a place. It's not like a spot that we visit from time to time. It was like we got the resources we need and bye.
Yeah.
But and you have your bed, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. It's starting to get dark in this tunnel, and I'm like, uh-oh.
Oh.
Or the light's just shifting. I'm not sure what's happening. It's like some of the blocks that I'm putting down are dark, and I still see the sun. So I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Oops. But yeah, I'm just really hyper focused on the next change I'm going to make. I had goals for the beginning of this year. I've reached some of them.
That's good.
One of them I'm definitely not gonna work on.
Oh, which is
Fix the house.
oh.
Or if I do work on it, it'll be after I make these other changes. Cause oh, whenever you came across andesite, you mined it out.
Yes.
Okay, I'll replace it with dirt because I got a bunch of dirt I don't want.
Okay.
I feel like I used to do this. It seems oddly nostalgic.
Yeah, it's hilarious because you say that now because you do that in the one I'm editing right now too.
Man. I really can't wait until I'm like, cool. Wednesday's editing day. And then I'm just like, eventually I'll get through these hundreds of hours of footage. Whoa. What's down here? Okay. Oh, that was a mistake. Oh, don't make a void with RTX. You can't see anything. Alright. That's filled in. And 2 blocks. Yeah. Whew. Well, since I pulled up Asana, I'll go ahead and I have one idea in here that I don't remember. One of the things that I need to do is like expand on my ideas, like because just having the topic 10 years later, I'm not gonna know what that means. So there, one of the ideas is whiteboard yelling at YouTube. I'm like, what?
Hey, what does that mean?
I have no idea. I have a feeling that I knew what it was. There was specifically a topic that I was gonna like talk about. I didn't write down what that topic was. I just wrote the action of what I was going to be doing. So, that didn't help. I was like, I'm pretty sure I thought it was a really cool idea. I don't know what it is anymore. Yeah. Man. It's like create banner for all finished projects. I'm like, what is that?
I will be right back. I'm gonna run to the bathroom.
Okay. Can't find phone couch flip story. Oh, I vaguely remember that. I don't lose my phone anymore, so I'm not as connected to that story as I probably used to be. But I'm pretty sure I thought of a really silly idea. Hush, you sheep. I need more slabs. Return the slab.
I'm back.
Welcome. All right. Awesome. Psycho's not streaming anymore.
Oh no.
Well, he hasn't
No
been.
more days. No more 7 days to die.
Well, it's like he isn't because he's busy.
Using what?
He isn't because he's busy.
Ah, that makes sense.
And I'm like, I want to bring those days back. I miss those days. The snakes.
Breaking my leg.
Oh my god.
Like I totally understand that. Like real life comes first and stuff like that. So just like, but it's very depressing.
Yeah, and like that's one thing that I want to do. I want to like make a situation where real life can include like outlets like that, and it like it gives some kind of return. It's like it doesn't have to be a financial return or anything like that. It's just something. Financial would be nice. Like
That's a side product, I guess.
I think it's all related. Like I can see it being an expansion. Yeah, like an expansion of what I'm trying to figure out. Like come up with some kind of system for myself, or at least for the content that I'm producing and everything, and then create tools that I could deploy and hand to like you, Kiki, and Psycho.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the I need slabs. That's the main goal. Yeah. Why? What? There was glass there. Why was I sliding to the left? I don't understand. Peppers here. Up.
Oh, the pepper's here. Okay, that took me a second.
Yeah. I need to hop over to a website real quick. Before, I could ignore that alarm and be like, I'll do it a different day. But things have
Now it's serious.
yeah, things have changed recently, and I need to check this website every day.
Is it your schedule and all that?
Rare schedule.
Ah.
Because there was plenty of opportunities, and I didn't have to worry. And now there's way less opportunities, so now I have to be diligent. I've finished my transition. Ray is still in the process of hers. And because she's already asleep, I gotta help. And I have about a minute before it's go time. So refresh. Here for slabs, yes. After this, I'll get more slabs. But yeah. Oh. Okay, not that. Oh no. Really? Oh, they're all gone already. God dang it. Okay. Well, that sucked. Unless it's like way more than 2 weeks out. No, they wouldn't. Oh. Okay, well, that sucked. I'll check again tomorrow. Alright, I'm back. Nerve wracking. Slabs. Okay. Yeah, before I would log in and I'm like, alright. And then all of a sudden, everything, all these notifications are like, brrr, and I'm like, cool. One of those, and one of those, and one of those. Okay, cool. I'm set. And there'd still be a bunch of them that could be snatched. And I'm like, cool. Well, I got what I needed, and it's time for me to log out. And now, it's like, you go in, and you wait, and there's one that doesn't work. And you're like, oh, well, I can't do that one. And there's no more. Either they all got grabbed immediately, or there are none. Hello, sheep. So, I'm still trying to find ideas
Okay.
for the food question. So I asked some family, and they don't have any ideas. I'm like, and then I asked some people at work, and I got wildly varying ideas. Two that fit what I was trying to do, and a couple that sent me down rabbit holes.
Okay.
And I'm like, and it's kind of what I expected. Oh, because like where I'm at now is it's more difficult than what I'm used to. Like when you were in school, did you ever take honors classes?
Yes and no.
I feel like my job right now is honors classes.
Oh.
Like normally when I go to a job, I like learn all the processes, and then anybody new that's coming in, I'm like the go-to for the training
Hmm.
because I'm like I got it, I get it, I help improve systems and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like yeah, and here's how you do it, and here's best practices, and then I train the new people, and then they're like ah cool. Um, everybody at my job is that person,
Oh. Oh boy.
so I'm not. Is I don't. It's like a little bit of a blow to my ego because I'm like I'm used to helping other people, and now I'm the worst person. Everybody has to help me, and they're also like anywhere from like 10 years older than me to 10 years younger than me, and everybody else gets it, and I'm too new to the company, so I don't have that experience. So there's I have a lot of questions and a lot of stuff I still don't understand.
Hmm.
And everybody's like capable. Like the last job that I was at, like there's a ton of people on their phones, like just playing on their phone all day and not working, and just barely doing enough, like barely doing enough to not get fired.
Yeah.
And then there were people who were there who were like, they wanted like, what is that? Ah, that's you, Juan.
Oh, what?
I was like, something's so because the lighting is being very weird, like
Mhm.
the glass behind you.
Is it glowing?
No, it was dark, and then you're dark, so it looked like it was part of your body.
Oh,
And then with you placing the blocks, it looked like a horse, like lifting up its front 2 feet.
that's weird.
And I'm like, is that a horse like stuck in the hallway? And then I got closer, saw your name, and I'm like, oh no, there's one placing blocks. um, but yeah, so like everybody, like it's I don't know. It's like I'm trying to like define ego in my brain. Like
Mm.
before, I thought ego was for like cocky people, like self-centered people who are like egotistical people, like people who are just like, oh me, 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 me. And what I'm real like, the definition that I'm starting to like see is like ego is just how you feel about yourself,
Right.
and if you are an egotistical person, then yeah, it's still the same definition, even if you're like a very generous person who always like looks out for other people. Like ego is just how you feel about yourself. So I'm like, oh, um, so my ego has taken a big blow
Mm.
because I'm not the smartest person in the room anymore. And it's kind of like just like in high school, where it's like I had the opportunity to take honors classes and stuff like that. I just was lazy and I didn't want it. And like being the smartest person in class, and everybody like, hey, how do you do this? And hey, I don't get this. And being like, oh, I understand this. This is what it means. And I don't know, like being needed, I guess, for stuff was
Oh yeah.
like,
I mean, I feel like that's with everything. Like you know that you know this specific thing, and then you're like, oh, like people need my help, and like that feels great. But then when
yes.
everyone knows a thing,
And you're
then
the
it's
one
like,
person
oh,
that doesn't understand.
yeah,
And you're constantly being like, no, it's like this. And you're like, oh, I'm the one who says that. I'm not the one who's constantly messing up. I'm the one who's always fixing and helping. And it sucks. But, oh, another cavern. What's in here? So, it's just been a struggle. Like, getting used to not being
The center of attention as much.
well, it's like needed, I guess.
Yeah.
Needed for help, and like I'm the one needing help, or I'm like something pops up and I'm like, crap, I gotta ask somebody how to do this because every time I turn around it's something new and I'm like, I don't understand this. And I'm like, normally the way I go and figure it out is either I find this like the most helpful / smartest person, like the person who usually teaches me everything and then I teach it to everybody else, or like a manager or something like that. Everybody here is capable of being the manager, they just don't want it. So there's no like go-to person. Like I can go to anybody and they'll answer the question. My thing is, the way I want the question to be answered is in a way to where after you answer the question, I can teach it to someone else. Because I'm usually prepared to train and teach someone to where they don't have to keep asking like, oh, how do you do this? You're like, oh, you click this button and you click that button. And it's like, okay, cool. And then if they need to click those 2 buttons again and they don't remember, then they're like, what do I do again? And you click this button and click that button. I'm like, no. The way I answer that question is, you click this button because this is what that button does and what it's for. You click that button because that's what it does and that's what it's for. So then they're like, oh. So when a similar situation pops up, they're like, oh, I need to do this specific task. Where's that button that does that specific task? And they can go find it and do it. So it's kind of like teaching the man to fish.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
There's few people at my job that answer the question in a way to where once I know the answer, I can train someone else.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody there is like, you tell them to click this button and click that button, and then they figure out what those buttons do on their own. I'm like, I'm not smart enough for that. Like, I need somebody to teach me, and then I'll ask them a couple questions, and then I got it. I'm not smart enough to figure out what that button does on my own, because I'll break something. And I'm like, it sucks. Because then I become the annoying, like, 40 questions person.
That, I mean, it's also, like, it's a mark of, like, a good, like, person. If they see you, they have questions, it's be like, okay, like, I can help you, versus, like, oh, you have questions, figure it out on your own, kind of thing.
Oh, it's like they're not used to, like, because everybody else will figure it out on their own, and me, I ask enough questions to where I'll figure it out. Or at least, like, I ask enough questions to where I'm like, okay, I can jump off from here. Some people are like, you just tell them how to do it, and they'll just do it perfectly from then on. Me, I'm like, I kind of need to know the reasons why, because there's 7 buttons here, and you want me to push button 2, but I'm like, but what do buttons 1 and 3 through 7 do? So I know not to push those buttons. Or if I accidentally click them, I know what it did, and then I can fix my mistake. Instead of like, oh, well, I clicked that other button. I don't know if it did anything, but I'll just move on. And then somebody's like, hey, who clicked button 3? A bunch of stuff's broken. Like, I want to know what button 3 does and why not to click it. So then if I do click it, then I could either fix it on my own, or I could immediately tell somebody I accidentally clicked button 3. Could you fix it? Like, telling me just click button 2 is not a satisfactory answer for me. Like, you get it?
No, I get it. Yeah, like, you want the answers, and then that way you can, like, if something happens, you'd be like, oh, I just need to click this, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, and then if
like,
somebody's like asks me, like, what button do I click again? I'm like, make sure you click button 2. A lot of these other buttons do things like, and I can give examples, like, it deletes all of the stuff. And they're like, oh, okay, I'll be like
Extra careful.
yes, exactly. Like, and I haven't found a like oh, it's annoying. So I don't know. That's my struggle at work. And I've gotten to the point where I'm comfortable and I can basically do everything. It's just there's a lot of exceptions.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't learned the exceptions because I don't have enough experience with the company. A lot of the people there are like a year in plus, and a year in plus with the people that we're talking to. And I've never done what the people that we're talking to have done. So when they're like, when they say these different terms and stuff like that, I'm like, I don't know what that means. I get it as is like a concept, but I don't fully know what exactly the thing is. And because everybody else has that experience already, they're like, yeah, it's a this, it's an acronym, and I'm like, and I understand that the acronym means word, but I don't know what it looks like. I don't know what that word does, and I don't know why what they did is a problem. So it's like, it's frustrating. But every now and then, like I hold back 9 out of 10 of my questions, and I'm like, I will ask one question today, and I will be stubborn about this question until I get a satisfactory answer, and then I won't ask this person another question for a week, and I'll pick somebody else to ask a question. And eventually I understand enough to where I'll feel comfortable. I won't feel like satisfied, but I'll feel comfortable.
Do they come up to you and it's like, oh, do you have any questions today or no?
They ask me that when I currently don't have questions.
Ah.
I always have a bank of questions. Like, I have a little voice, like I have a little chat room that I like send myself questions. And there's probably like 13 questions in there. But they're specifically for a certain person at a certain time. And a person who I don't have a question for, or I don't know if they know the answer, will ask me, do you have any questions? And I'm like, no.
I don't have a question now, but I will later.
It's like, I don't have a question for you right now because I don't think you know the answer. And I don't know who I think knows the answer. And I've learned my lesson. Because what I've done is I've just taken one of those 13 questions and I'm like, what does this mean? And they're like, oh, I don't know. Let me get back to you on that. And I'm like, yeah, I shouldn't ask you. So I'm like, it's frustrating. I'm like, I can't answer the question honestly. Like, do you have a question? I'm like, oh, I have several questions. It's just I know that you don't know the answer to it, and I don't know who to ask, and you don't know who to ask either. So there's no point in me even bringing up any of these 13 questions.
At least they're willing enough to be like, I don't know the answer. Let's try to at least find someone who does.
Yes, and like that's the whole point. Like everybody is that like. I don't know what the word is, like caliber of person where it's like, oh, I don't know the answer, but I'm gonna go try to find the answer for you so I can help you. Like if I was at the job that I was at previously, people were like, oh, I don't know, I don't. I'm like, all I do is this, and then they go back to what they were doing. I'm like,
thanks for the help.
Yes, exactly. They gonna start scrolling on Instagram again. I'm like. I'm like, I'm the only person who cares about the answer to this question. It's frustrating. So yeah, like, it's finished. Oh, so move, sheep! I'm trying to move glass. Get out of the way. Have I been doing that in those episodes that you've been editing?
Yes, sometimes.
Cause I remember when Signature did it, I was like, "Oh, I used to yell at animals." But yeah, Um, what is it? Yeah, the whole like reason why I went into like the spiel about the type of people that I work with now. Like for a lot of them, this job is boring, uninteresting, and it's what they do to pay bills until they can find
Something else interesting happens.
until they can like I don't know. It's like it's just kind of just what they do to pay bills. Like it's not a source of interest for them because they're already years in, and it's like a call center. So it's like it's not the most exciting job. It's like you kind of wait around, and then you solve a problem or complete a task, and then you wait around some more. So, for me, excuse me, I am absolutely fascinated with this company, and there's so much stuff I want to learn, and there's so many different divisions and lots of stuff. It's just I can't find the right people to tell me all the answers. So I've given up until I haven't given up. I've spaced out how often I answer questions. So I'm like, one deep dive question a week. I'm like, I know that during a certain process, I push this button and it cleans it, and I push that button and it resets it. What does that mean? Because they sound like they're the same thing. And it feels like they're the same thing. And I don't know why it's different from where it started. And because a lot of them have used that program for years and they know the ins and outs of it, they're like, yeah, you do this to clean it, you do this to reset it, and then now you can actually start this process over again. And me, I've never used it. Like I've seen people use it, because I've seen the managers use it, because those are the people who fix the problems. But non-managers, it's like there was no need for me to ever even look at that program unless I definitely broke something. So yeah, it's like that's one and it's they always ask at
one side of the wall is done, Taco. Sorry, one side of the wall is done.
Cool.
Or at least with the andesite.
Yes. So the parts that had lava, we need to dig in one. So it'll be 3 blocks.
I'm gonna let you do the lava because I don't.
Well, you have to do the lava. It's just the cavities for the lava.
Oh. Hold on. Let me get back to where you are.
Yeah. So the 3 blocks that are exposed, we need to dig those 3 out, and then we need to dig 1 down and 1 up. So there'll be 2 pockets for the lava to go and not spill out everywhere.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah, I get it, but I just need to see.
Yeah. Yeah, and as far as getting lava and stuff like that, there's a spot. Well, actually, once the cavities are built, then it's pretty safe because it's set up to not spill. But where was that? Yeah, the program. So I'm like, I don't know who to ask. Like I asked one person, and like they always ask it like a polite time, like I have an issue that's related to this program, and they're like, oh, you do this and do this, and I'm like, what does that mean? And
so it's like, every other one.
Yes, every other one,
okay.
And then yeah. And then 1 down, so when the lava comes in, it doesn't spill out. It just goes right there. Yep. So just like so 5, and then for the parts that like stick out like that, I'll put glass on the outside. So then we can still do that. But yeah, they ask it in a polite time, like solve the current issue that I have, and then they're like, "You have any more questions?" And I'm like, "Yeah, like, yes, but I know 100% that you need to like answer somebody else's question." And my question is gonna like, you need to explain how this program works to me, and you don't have time for that right now. You're being polite by making sure that I'm good to continue working, but I still have questions. And then for the one that you're not digging out, it's one marble.
Yes, I saw that.
Okay, yeah, one granite and two. I keep calling it marble. I've been calling it marble ever since I played this game. I don't know why that is stuck in my head, but it's annoying.
I mean, it kind of does look like marble.
Yeah, and I'm like, every time I call it marble first, and I'm like, it's not marble, it's granite. But yeah, so that's one of the questions that I have. That I'm like, I don't know who I'm gonna ask this question to, because I needed some time for you to like fully answer it, because they both sound the same, and I know they're not the same. Oh god, this is a mistake. Where's the polished andesite? I ran out of polished andesite again. That's why I couldn't plug it up. All right. Did you have excess, or did you use what you brought up?
I used what I brought up.
Cool. I haven't mined down there in a long time, so I'm gonna go check it out. Yeah, and like somebody they started explaining it to me, but they were busy, and I'm like, I just kind of had to be like, okay, thank you, and let them go. Even though I'm one step farther, one step closer to the answer, but I still don't fully get it. And so yeah, why did I go down here with a full inventory? Oh, I got 3 spots. Is this andesite right here? It is cool. Do I have stone? I do. Yes. Okay.
What?
I was curious if I had stone. Man, down in these tunnels, I'm getting 60 FPS. The game's so smooth. Man, no lag. This is crazy. I go upstairs, I start getting like 15. But yeah, so since I can't like explore, I can't pick everybody's brain all day. I've decided to focus all that mental energy on something else. The first thing was drawing and it was so. I was like, oh, making the Spire is probably gonna take me a couple weeks because I don't know what the design's gonna be. I don't know, like, I don't know what materials I want to use. Like, I'm starting from 0. So I was like, okay. Also for Mama Taco's, I had a project for Mama Taco that I had to think about as well. So I was like, you know what? Let me actually, I got an idea, and since I'm focusing all my mental energy on not learning my job. Well, like not learning everything about the process, like everything about all processes, because it's not necessary for what I'm doing. It's not necessary for my current job. What I need to know is which buttons to click and when things are off, like out of, what is the word? Like when things are off, when to escalate, and how to fix specific problems. That's all that I need to concern myself with.
Mm-hmm.
My curiosity about why,
That's later.
Yeah, I'll figure it out eventually. And currently, I don't have a dedicated person where I can ask like 400 questions to.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of just have to give up on that and just let it slowly drip in. And because I'm stubborn, I'm gonna keep my list of questions, but I'm gonna ask like one a week until I get a satisfactory answer, and then I'm like, okay, cool, I'll delete it off the list. But so because of that, I'm gonna spend all my mental energy on like ideas for streaming and the business and all that kind of stuff. And the first project that I did was the Mama Taco project. It's an organizational thing that we need to do, and I thought about it, and immediately I got a solution. I'm like, oh, that was way quicker than I thought it would be. It was basically, I kind of like just decided on something that I was like iffy about.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, cool, we're going with that, and this is how we're gonna execute it, and we're good to go. I need torches if I'm gonna be doing this. I have 5 torches. I don't know. Why do I have 72 torches?
Why not?
It's way too many torches to be just carrying around, not using. Well, I have so many torches. I don't understand. Okay. So yeah. So I basically decided on what we were gonna do, how we were gonna move forward, and I just needed to execute it, and I executed it in 4 hours at work. And then I was like, well, I executed the idea in like an hour, and I'm like, well, that was way too fast, and I'm mad that I don't have it. I didn't have anything else scheduled to like flesh out in my head. So what else can I do with this idea, I guess? I was like, okay, cool. Let me actually draw it out. So I grabbed my this notebook that I had found that had like the beginnings of the ice castle designs in there. And in the beginnings of like logo designs that I had made. And I was like, so I brought that with me to work. And then I was like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna just like all these design projects I want to work on. I'm gonna bring the notebook to work, and I'm gonna just start working on them again. So that's basically why the Spire got done like
Immediately.
Yes. So I was like, okay, well, first things first, and it was before I even thought of like redoing the Spire. It was like, first things first. All I had planned was this organizational thing. So can I draw it out or something? Let me see. So I mapped it out and drew it within like the next 3 hours, and then I was done. And I was like, this is gonna be a problem if I'm like, if my brain is this like charged up, I'm gonna run out of ideas to like work on, and then I'll just be sitting there twiddling my thumbs again. So I was like, okay, the Spire.
It
I was like,
time to sleep, but my bed is missing, so I have to go back.
Okay.
I don't know where exactly it is, but I'm gonna head back to the warehouse.
Okay. Cool. Well, I'll just chill in the tunnel. So I was like, oh, this is gonna be a problem if if I'm running out of ideas this quick, I'm like, I'm gonna need a long list of ideas. So Spire popped up, and I was like, okay. And the notebook that I had was like graphing paper, which I was like,
Mhm.
yeah, that's perfect for making Minecraft designs because it's already squares. So I started doing some ideas, and I'm like, I have no idea what I want this to be, and then I was like, okay, let me just draw something that I did before, and then expand on it. So I did. Um, I Googled. I was like, Minecraft Spire, and I saw some ideas. And I'm like, nope, that's too complicated. No, that's too themed. And I'm like, I don't want a castle Spire. And then I was
We
like,
already have a castle.
yeah, and like, it's a specific style of castle. Like it's like a modern type of, like, you know how like modern houses are like simple lines and stuff like that,
Mhm.
instead of like these intricate decadent designs that like medieval castles have. So I was like, I'm looking for like a simple spire that has like designs that has like aspects of the design that like inspire me, and then I can go from
Mhm.
there. And then I found a really, 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 really simple spire. Somebody just made like a spike, and something in that picture like triggered my brain, and I was like, I have a start point. So I started moving things around, and I'm like, what about this? What about that? What about this? And then, about an hour later, I was like, this is it. This is it. This is. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the sides, like the flat parts, but this is it. So then I was like, okay, cool. I'm gonna expand on this. And then over the course of a week, I came up with the shape. I came up with the design of like the transitions between the different shapes.
Mhm.
And then all I had left was like, what is the big flat side gonna look like? Because I can't have it all just one material. And then later on that day, I was like, I was like, you know what? How about I just pick something and then move on from there? And then I picked something, and I was like, I love it. This is what we're doing. And I was like, and now I have no more projects to work on. I was like, God dang it! It's only a week, and I've like done like 4 projects already. Um, I was like, what is happening with my brain right now? Like, why is it so charged up? Um, um, so then I was like, maybe I can work on some store stuff. And because I can basically run the entire store from my phone because of the app that I'm using, um, I is this? Oh, okay. I basically can set up a bunch of stuff in Google Sheets,
Ah,
and then import CSV, which is like a simplified Excel file, I guess would be the best way to explain it. Um, what is this? Why is there a tunnel going this direction? Oh, I'm gonna lose where I am. I already lost where I am. Oh, why did I go down this rabbit hole? No, here I am. Okay, here's where I was. There's a tunnel like crossing all the other tunnels.
oh, remember this was forever ago. Remember when I actually made a left turn or right turn?
Okay, I was like, this seems familiar, but I don't remember it. Okay, I thought the game was glitching because like now that I'm like, I guess, getting closer to certain things, um, the FPS is dropping, and like
Mhm.
there's a little bit of lag as far as like when blocks show up, and I was like, I think I hit some kind of X-ray error where like I'm only digging in front of me and some of the side stuff is disappearing. But then when I actually walked here, I was like, oh, it's a path. Okay, okay, that's what that is. I remember that. make sure I don't get turned around. So yeah, so the Spire got done like really quickly, and then I was like, that was too fast. And I was like, well, the Spire has a specific design, and I'm like, and then and then we streamed, and I was debating the rail the whole time, I think, and then I went back to work, and I was like, I don't like where I ended up at the end of the conversation, so I'm gonna think about it some more. And I was like, I think Iceway, maybe, I don't know. And then I was like, I'm just deciding on Iceway. So then offline, I went and like finished the design of the Iceway with the walls that ended up getting removed and replaced with glass. And in doing that, then I was like, okay, so if we do the Iceway, then the bridge is not going to work. The bridges that we've been making before, because those bridges are only 1 level thick, and the Iceway is 2 levels thick. And then I don't want the ice to show on the bottom, so we need to make a bridge that's 3 levels thick. So then I was like, all right, Minecraft bridges, image search. And then for the next week, I came up with the new bridge design, and then I had to come up with a transition for it to go from land to over the sea. And then I finished that, and then I ran out of stuff to work on. And now I'm like, and then so I started working on my phone. And I was like, okay, let me do this, let me do that. I was like, let me start doing some CSV files and stuff like that. And what ended up happening is I am not like the current generation of adults or newly adults. Like, I don't spend a lot of my time on my phone like some of the later, like younger generations do. So that muscle that you use all day when you're looking down at your phone, I don't have that muscle.
Sore.
It locks up. So one day I spent the whole day working in Google Sheets, and then I woke up and my neck was locked. Like it was super stiff. Like certain parts of my neck like had like muscle spasms. And I was like, oh my God, what did I do? This is not a crick in the neck. This is something different. This is a strain, I think. And I'm like, oh. And I'm like, what did I do yesterday? And I'm like, I was just working. I was on my phone all day. I was on my phone. I was looking down at my phone for parts of 10 hours.
Oof.
I can't do that anymore. My neck is still like not back to 100% since then. So I was like, I can't work on like the store CSVs. I have to do something else. So I've been trying to find like the next project. And then I was like, let me listen to these Asana webinars. And now I'm like brain charged up. I'm like deep into the Asana rabbit hole. And it's helping me. Like, it sucks that Asana is on the phone, because that means there's still a lot of stuff that I can't do unless I'm actually at my computer at home. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a Bluetooth keyboard.
Ooh.
And then prop my phone up next to my monitors at work. So then, while I'm waiting for a process to finish, then I can just glance over at my phone and start typing like normal and keep my like neck in a proper position. And then I can actually like do store stuff and also do Asana stuff, like typing things. I'll still have to like click on the screen, but it will be less strain on my neck. And like as far as like the Google Sheets stuff, there's tons. Basically, I need to write down information for 2,000 items.
Good luck. I wish you the best of luck with that.
And staring down at my phone, I was like, oh. I was like, the first thing that I had planned, I was like, okay, if I want to backtrack to where I left off, it's 2 years worth of items. And if it's this and that, that's about 750. And I'm like, okay. Working on 750 items, that'll take me a few weeks. And then I spent 2 days working on it and messed up my neck. And I was like, well, can't do that. So then I designed the Spire and quickly ran out of stuff to work on. And I'm like, now I'm diving into Asana. And I'm like, if I can get a Bluetooth keyboard that's like not too big and distracting on my desk to where like it's
like, what are you doing?
Yes. Or like it doesn't obstruct from work, then I think I can get a lot of stuff done. Like, I don't know. Like that's my whole issue is I want to use this down. Like, I really wanted to like play like all of our streams back, like while I'm what was it? Well, I'm but right now I'm listening to music, and the reason why I chose music is because I tried to listen to a stream and the volume's wrong. Like, it's one.
Oh yeah, the volume is kind of all over the place.
Like the volume is 1/4 of where I want it. So I could like watch the VODs and stuff like that, but I can't hear it. And I don't want to turn the volume up to then when I use my phone regularly, it's screaming at me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out like what I can do. Like, is it a Bluetooth setting? Is it the actual videos too quiet? Do I need to actually like somehow download the actual video file and instead of playing it through YouTube or Twitch, play it through a different app? And then write down all the time, because basically all I need to do is like there's a task for today's stream, and then I'll go through it and I'm like, Asana discussion, business discussion, and it's like reminiscing about old like 300 episodes ago, power hour discussion. There's like signatures, like all these different moments that I'm like, I think this would be an interesting clip. I write the time codes down for those. That's a whole process. That's like just you know, that's what you're doing for editing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like just going through stuff that we have done a long time ago will take as long as it took us to actually as long as it took us to go through it, or maybe 2x speed or something like that, because the whole purpose is just to get time codes. Like I work 10-hour days. I'm like, I could go through like 2 podcasts, 2 really long podcasts, or 3 regular sized podcasts, like, and like get all the best moments and stuff like that, and like just write down time codes. And then when I get home, I'm like, whenever I have an editing day, I'm just like, go to those time codes. Half the work's already done. I would be doing that already, and the Spire wouldn't be designed if the volume wasn't wrong. So now I need to figure out how to fix the volume problem. I wonder if I could bring a tablet to work. It's like maybe my phone doesn't want to do it, but then the tablet will be able to do it. And then also I would love to have a tablet that I like type on instead of... Because there's tablets that have like their own little, like a case that has like a keyboard attached.
I think so.
Yeah, maybe I'll do that. And like it'll just be an Excel document, so it's not like I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know. I just need to ask. There goes my question for the week. Can I bring a tablet? But yeah, I'm like my brain is supercharged and I'm hyper focused on solving this issue, I guess, that has been plaguing me for years. And I'm in a position where I'm like, I can multitask. Cause like all of the jobs before, I'm like, I was doing stuff with my hands and walking around. I wasn't stationary, and there was no way that I could like multitask. Because it required 100% of my attention. And now, I'm stationary. I have downtime. I think I can multitask and like fill out some Google Sheets. Because I got thousands of stuff to fill out. Yeah, I think
the lava holes are done. I'm gonna do the granite and other thing.
Cobble, yes.
Yes.
Do you know where all the lava buckets are?
I have no idea.
I think Signature had them.
Yeah, Signature might have him because he was in the Nether.
Yeah, because I know he's cooking all the glass that we're gonna need.
You can make more if you want. Like, we have iron.
Yeah. I think. Well, it's like we won't need it until next week. Tomorrow, I'm not sure if Signature is gonna be busy, but
okay. We can do another Minecraft Power Hour.
Okay.
If you want, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, let's double up. It was either that or a Rocket League. Because I don't think you've played it.
I've played Rocket League before.
Oh, you have?
Rocket League.
Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I'm not good at it, but I like. But
so did you like me and
I
Kiki?
played it when it. Huh?
Okay.
Go ahead. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, when did you play it?
Like ages ago, like long time ago.
Okay, me and Kiki played it like less than a year ago.
Okay.
And we did 2 versus 2, and we won a couple, lost a couple, and then we went on a winning streak.
Mm-hmm.
And then for some reason, the 2 people that we were playing just kept rematching us, and they rematched us for like an hour, and we destroyed them for an entire hour. And we're like, what's wrong with these people? Why do they keep rematching? And then we realized that they were bots.
Oh.
So yeah. I wasn't sure if you had played it before. I was like, if you hadn't,
I played it a while back.
Yeah, I was like, if you hadn't played it, then we could have like stomped some bots for a stream. But yeah, doing this again, like, yeah, like go back to old school Power Hour. Yeah. So yeah, we'll double up on it, and then if Signature is available, then he can jump in later on in the day too. But yeah. So.
Oh, we're done. Done.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna call it hard out at 3 hours.
Okay. We're gonna make Gartron Live one of us. He's an IRL friend, currently playing some Breath of the Wild. Think he's doing a Deathless run.
Oh.
Seems to be going well, I think. But yes. All right, everyone. I am the Traveling Wanderer. I'll be here tomorrow with some more Minecraft Power Hour. Thank you all for following, donating, subbing, talking in chat, lurking in chat, and just being your awesome selves. You're all wonderful, 1 million, and not one of a kind. I will see you. Whoops. God. I will see you all when I see you next time. Probably tomorrow. Most likely tomorrow. I'm just waiting on this, and then I'll see you next time. Cool.
All right. Well, yeah. You have yourself a good night.
Yes, you too.
All right. And I'll catch you tomorrow. Night. All right. Well, that is it for today's episode of Minecraft Power Hour. One of the old school days, reminiscing on old school stuff. Apparently having the same conversations that I had back then, having them again now. Yeah. Very interesting. 300 episodes later. But yeah, hopefully I've gotten all that Asana and business talk out of my system, and yeah, we can focus on some of the questions. I think I'll dig out some of those questions and we'll start going through that. Or maybe I'll buzzkenya.com. Don't go there. Dig out that list and like just start going through them just so we have a conversation going. Because I've just about run out of like my plan as far as ideas go. And yeah. So I got some stuff to pack. And yeah. 5 items to pack. And I'll be dropping those off tomorrow afternoon, I think. I'm curious about some stuff, so I may go on an adventure in the morning. And then I got the project from Mama Taco that I need to work on. And it's my day off, so I should just stay home and chill and watch some anime for the podcast, which is also not chilling. I got so much stuff to do. But I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna go on an adventure in the morning and then come here, watch some shows, and then to beat traffic, I'll leave early and work on that project. So 3-hour adventure, 3 hours of anime, and then an hour and a half or so of the project, and then rinse and repeat today. What would be really cool is if I find what I'm looking for early, and then I can get home earlier and watch. Oh, I'm watching Magus' Bride. It's so good. God, that show's amazing. I want to watch it right now, but I got stuff to do. So, all right, that's it for today's episode. We'll be back tomorrow with some more Minecraft Power Hour, doubling up this week since Kiki is overhauling her PC. As always, this is DK from Psycho Gaming. Today with me was the Chosen One, the signature move. And as always, thank y'all for watching. Thanks for hanging out in chat. Thanks for supporting the channel in any way that you do. And I will see y'all next time.